Or another from yours truly. Law Nation is my name. Come on, be sure to slap that like button. Join the notification swat up. Shout out to all of the HBO, the SGs. Let's get it. Dak Prescott, knock, always there, right? Plus, defense will be better in the mighty name. Come on. Let's get it. Appreciate everybody for jumping in and being part of this episode, by the way. You can also find this episode on multiple outlets. But if you here live with me right now, let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. Slap that notification bell, baby. Come on. They say ain't no party like a Law Nation party. Come on, clock in, baby. We ready. Come on. Mama said there'll be days like this. Come on. Let's get it. Hey. Ho, let's go. Turn me up, baby. Yeah. I love it. Come on, baby. Yeah, I'm there now, baby. I'm there now. Y'all fool around. Let me open this episode up with the third eye open, baby. What's good with your pits? Appreciate you for jumping in, Christopher. Thank you as well. We got a lot of Chris's in here. Chris 214. That's my middle name, by the way. So I love when I see Chris up in there, man. Warm it up, Chris. 9 more Sundays. Jack A. Yeah, you're right. 9 more Sundays. So shout out to Law Christopher Nation. Baby, we here. We're here. Are you not entertained? Is this not why you're here? You know, where my button at? Come on, where my button?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Let them hang, baby.
This is Sparta!
All right, man. Appreciate everybody, man. The Dallas Cowboys. I told you guys that there would never be a day that the 4-ladder, 3-ladder, any ladder network go for a long stretch of time without mentioning the Dallas Cowboys, right? Dak Prescott sitting around working out, you know, out there in the Miami sun, get back, do a camp. And tomorrow, there will be a lot of clips tomorrow with Tony Pollard and Michael Parsons. They got a camp tomorrow somewhere around here in Texas. And Dak Prescott had his camp helping the youth and everything like that. And they still poke at that, right? They still take his words and twist them and try to put them here and put them there, you know? And that's just the Cowboys way. I'm waiting for the 4-ladder network, 3-ladder network to talk about Joe Burrows, right? The Cincinnati Bengals, who they, you know, they don't even talk about them. The LA Rams, you wouldn't need, like if you was a alien beyond the ice wall, right? If you came and you was inserted here on this dimension, right? If you was somehow from a different planet, a different galaxy, and you've been here for the last 3 months, you would think that the Cowboys just won the Super Bowl. Right? They don't even talk about the Rams. They don't even talk about the Bengals. Those were the two teams that was in the Super Bowl. Right? And the only reason why they talk about the Eagles is because they play the Cowboys. Let me know if I'm wrong. Every single word that come out of the network's mouths, Cowboys, 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 Cowboys.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yeah. So that's just how it goes. Shout out to everybody, man. If it's your birthday this month, happy birthday to you all that's here. Shout out to you, Tyrone. Appreciate you, Sally. On TikTok, you can't stop, Rush. Ain't that right? Even on TikTok, they talking about the Cowboys, right? But there always someone that could be the equalizer, right? There's always somebody that can really put things in proper perspectives and things like that. And that's me.
When you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud, too.
Ain't that right? Shout out to you, ball. Sack towel. Hey, man. What kind of name is that? Ball sack towel. That joker name. Y'all check him out. Be sure to follow his page. He letting them hang. Appreciate you, man. Let's get right to it. Appreciate everybody. Shout out to A to Z Sports Dallas. They had a great topic this morning. I was in their chat while I was taking care of business on my end. Appreciate A to Z Sports under Skywalker Steel. Appreciate him. I will be in Oxnard, Cowboy Nation. And for those who've been banging on the table, said, Law, where you been? Where the round table at, right? Well, we're going to bring the round table to Oxnard. We're going to try to do it out there, and save it for that time frame so that we can get everything live, lit, and ready. And shout out to him. Shout out to Vod. Shout out to Okoye Media. Shout out to my guy, Boss Cowboy, Big Game James, and anyone else who would like to partake in the round table talk festivities. We'll be there. Foots the King, Tupac, and Biggie. Appreciate them. They Cowboy fans, by the way. And we can't wait to see them out there in spirit. But neither here nor there. They talking about Dakota Prescott on Good Morning Football.
All tweets to Tom's direction. Everyone's on fire about the sweater, and we want to read them, so send them our way. It is time for the lead block. Let's get into it. Okay, we start with the Cowboys. Their quarterback, Dak Prescott, held his annual kids camp at the Star in Frisco over the weekend, and with training camp just around the corner, he told reporters that he is in the best shape he has ever been in, and it is time to ramp it up and get it going. So Dak joins the lengthy list of players who are currently in the best shape ever. Everyone kind of says that around this time, right? It's a time-honored off-season tradition. But what shape are the Cowboys in? Because
we're in good shape, baby.
We talk about the NFC. It is the heavyweights, the Rams, Bucks, and Packers, and then a drop-off. So how can Dallas join that top shelf of the NFC?
Excuse me, Cowboy Nation. So she said the Bucks, the Rams, or what have you. We gave the Bucks the last time we played them everything we could, right? Now, it's hard to beat the aficionados. And I'm not saying the only reason why we lost is because of the aficionados, right? But we do know week 1, week 2, that we got to play against 2 teams. Some can argue 3, but that's a story of a different day. But we got to make sure that the next time we see the Bucks, we give them a run for their money. And we got to get this thing going the best way possible.
This season.
Before I let them play, Big Sarge, you right. That's why I got to talk about this. I definitely got to talk about this. Here comes Skip and Shannon Sharpe with the slander. Shay Sharpe should be the last person on this planet to talk about a person's physique, right? This dude knocking on Dak Prescott because he got stomach muscles. You know the difference between the belly and the stomach muscles. When you have stomach muscles, regardless of what you say about a person with stomach muscles, you don't get that clearly or purely in the gym. It comes from a levels of discipline, definitely discipline. You got to be disciplined to get stomach muscles. It's all about diet and everything else. And one thing I can tell you guys, Dak Prescott, if he got stomach muscles, I'm not paying attention to the man's belly. If he got stomach muscles, that exhibits that he is disciplined. And one thing you could talk about is accuracy of the throwing of the ball or what have you. You could talk about the other things. But, man, you can't talk about the man's work ethic. That dude is disciplined And he's sweaty. Dak has got to be the sweatiest guy in the NFL, right? But neither here nor there. Let's listen to these guys, and then we would talk about what Shannon Sharpe said about Dak Prescott. But let's listen.
Well, I would think the biggest key is winning some of those big games. When you played last year, they opened up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, did not win that contest. You
hear the audio?
You got to beat those big squads. Otherwise, you're not going to be considered one of the heavyweights of the NFC. And you take a look at what they did last season. Perfect against the NFC East.
Crazy.
40 points per, although 2 of those games were against the Eagles where they put up half 100 on them twice. But you got to go out there and make some noise against some of the big boys. To me, it's kind of like one of those small schools like Boise State. Like, it's cool that you're dominating the Mountain West, but at some point when you go up against one of the Power 5 schools, and I know they've done it in the past, beat Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl. You might want to Google that one, Rachel. It's a long time ago. It was
Before my time.
It was an amazing game. Way before your time. So do that. Also, maybe mix in a playoff win, too. That would be, that was one of the reasons why they got rid of Jason Garrett, is that they were struggling to win in key moments. And so Mike McCarthy and them, it's on them. They got to start winning some big games.
All right, so the name of the game is to get to the playoffs. And by way, you got to get to the playoff via beating the teams in your division, right? Nobody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie climbing out of the grave, blamed the other teams in the what conference the Patriots were in all of those years that Tom Brady won their particular division. Nobody really complained about them beating up on the poor Jets, beating up on the poor Bills, beating up on the poor Miami Dolphins. Nobody complained about that, right? Now, granted, they got Super Bowl wins and hardware and things like that, but they pretty much technically had a vacation time to get all the way to the playoff every year, right? So the Dallas Cowboys division for a long time is considered trash by most. I get it. That's what people like to do to take away from any team that wins in the NFC East. They love to say the NFC least, right? I get it. I understand it. But last year, I truly believe that the division that Aaron Rodgers was in was worse. The Bears and the Detroit Lions, nobody bring that up, by the way, So it's one of those things, Cowboy Nation, that we will always get the unsolicited credit for beating up the teams in the NFC East. We will. 6-5 against the rest of the NFL. I absolutely understand that is a negative draw when you look at the losses or what have you. But my guy Daniel says, but the Patriots won the championships. Unfair comparisons. But one thing I can tell you, let me put the camera back on me. So you trying to tell me that Jason Garrett would have been better than Bill Belichick? Are you trying to tell me that Mike McCarthy is better than Bill Belichick? So we got to contextualize everything, right? And on top of that, how those teams won. If you look at the first 3 Super Bowls that the Patriots won, basically they led it there by what? Good defense, sound disciplinary football. That's coaching, baby. Special teams. They were able to operate in all phases of the game. But one thing that was never brought to anybody's attention was this right here. They flew under the radar. And what the person said that they got rid of Jason Garrett was due to the fact that they didn't win in the playoffs. I got one better. Jason Garrett never really had back-to-back good seasons. It was one season good, one season bad. Had a string of 8-8 games or what have you, or 8-8 seasons. And the moment we got rid of Jason Garrett, right, as the coach who been here for a long stay, right, we had picked up Mike McCarthy. We went 6-10. It was a pandemic year. One can argue that this team identity was still under the Garrett-isms, right? And then last year, they brought in another coach, a defensive coordinator, to take this team from the 30th ranked defense all the way down to the 12th. But people, their expectations was still Super Bowl every year. There's no other team in the National Football League that get that Super Bowl or bust every year. Come on. Let me know. I'm ready. Look, there's the phone line, 657-390-7391. I don't think that there's a person or soul that's walking on this planet that can out-debate me on the fact that the Cowboys are considered Super Bowl or bust every year. They don't even talk about the Bengals. And they made it to the Super Bowl to ultimately lose, right? They don't even talk about the Rams, but they talk about Big D.
Cowboys won 12 games last season. Like, let's not lose sight of the fact that that was a really good football team. So I don't know about elite tiers or who the competitors are, because every year things change. You wouldn't have thought the 49ers were one of the best teams until the stretch run of last season.
True.
And obviously, they became the team everybody was fearful of. And but for a weird sequence at the end of that game in Dallas and a ball that was spotted, then respotted, and then everybody backed off and they never got to spike the ball, they quite possibly win that game and go on in the postseason.
Yes.
To me, one of the biggest keys for Dallas this season is just seeing the evolution of their young wide receivers, because Amari Cooper is now in Cleveland. CeeDee Lamb really stepped in and was that #1 receiver last season. He played a lot more outside after spending his rookie season in the slot. He's going to have that much more pressure on him. And, of course, Michael Gallup, who they were able to re-sign, he's going to be coming off of an injury. We'll see exactly when he's 100%. But those two guys now carrying that load, it's going to be a little bit different dynamic than it was when Cooper was out there.
Yeah.
To contextualize what he's saying, this offseason, the most debatable topics been on guys who only been here at a short stay. And for those who call in there, please keep in mind, I will pick you guys up in the order you guys call in, and I really appreciate it. But let me get these points out. The most debated topic is CeeDee Lamb, a #1 wide receiver. Can CeeDee Lamb take us to this level? This dude been only playing in the National Football League for 2 years. They're not talking about Justin Jefferson right now. They're not talking about Jamar Chase or what have you. They're not talking about any other wide receiver but CeeDee Lamb. It's CeeDee Lamb or bust for the 2022 season. You don't even, look, you would literally think that the numbers that Cooper Kupp was able to do last season, right, that he was doing that every year. Bull sugar. He wasn't. The type of year that Amari Cooper had with CeeDee Lamb, those two guys, was the type of year that Cooper Kupp and his other receivers never had until later on down their career. Let that sizzle down into your mind. Cooper Kupp wasn't having the type of season that Amari Cooper, but CeeDee Lamb had last year. In his second year, he wasn't. But it took time for Cooper Kupp to get to where he's at. But what people like to do in Cowboys world, right, talking about this, is that they like to already elevate CeeDee Lamb to Cooper Kupp's level, not giving this young kid a chance to develop and work on his craft or what have you. Now, granted, Cooper Kupp is a better wide receiver now, but that's down the line. Law, do you have any more information that rules the nation? The same talk track is for Trayvon Diggs. People look at Trayvon Diggs and already put him to the calibers of a 5th or 6th year veteran cornerback, and not taking into the account that his rookie year he got hurt. He broke his foot, right? He only had 1 full year with 11 INTs. And they already said, hey, man, he ain't no Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey, newsflash, wasn't Jalen Ramsey. In his 3rd year, he gave up more yards than what Trayvon Diggs gave up last year. And Trayvon Diggs have yet to play his 3rd season. Let that sink in. This is like cheating, you guys, right now for this debate, because these are the realities. I'm going to play this one out. But people always look at, hey, Trayvon Diggs, man, he ain't no Jalen Ramsey. Trayvon Diggs, man, or CeeDee Lamb, he ain't this and they ain't that. But when I pull up CD Lamb, come on, get out the way. Get out the way. When I pull up, where I'm at, shout out to Kevin Gray. Let me see if I can pull this up right quick. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me. Let me pull this up. We're going to go right here. I'm going to pull it. Where is that? I think I posted a lot. Here we go. CeeDee Lamb reached 100 career receptions faster than any wide receiver in Cowboys history. He had Benjamin DiNucci, Gilbert, who's eating Gilbert's grapes, Andy Dalton, his rookie year, throwing in the ball. He had Dak Prescott for a spoonful of games. But somehow he was still able to accomplish these type of things in 22 games playing for the Cowboys. More receiving yards in the first 22 games than any Cowboys player in history. Let's listen to the rest of this.
Well, I had a long laundry list for the Cowboys and what they could do, but I'm just going to I'm going to start with the quarterback. Obviously, Dak Prescott, like you said, won 12 games. But I think it's time for him to jump up into that top 5 quarterback talk, and really play in the big games and the big moments. Obviously, building that rapport with CeeDee Lamb and Gallup. He really has to make that jump. Mike McCarthy, he has to handle the clock better. You know, it seems like a little thing, but it showed up big in the biggest moment at home when they should have won that playoff game on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Michael Parsons had an unbelievable rookie year doing what he did off the ball and rushing the passer. If I'm that D coordinator, I'll send 11 after that passer a lot more. He's one of the most fearful pass rusher in the league if you just send him off that edge, every play in and play out. So if they do those things, I think Dallas Cowboys can definitely jump into the big dogs with the NFC. It's wide open.
True that.
I agree with you, and I love what you said about Dak. It's time for him to be in that conversation of the top 5. I kind of love that he's come out and says, I know every single year we're all like, oh, best shave of my life. Like, yeah, same, guys. No. But Dak is kind of putting his money where his mouth is. Look at what the rest of the quote was. I got a PT in the offseason, someone I've worked with throughout the last year. I've paid him, made him full-time. He is my guy, whether it's vacation or not. He comes with me. We work on these movements and stretches. I feel like since the injury, I've trained more functional than I ever have. So I see it in my body. I see it in the way I move and how the ball is coming out. This is giving me Tom Brady vibes. Yeah. This is giving me taking care of my body before it is completely broken down. He is putting in that work. This guy is with him 24/7. I'm kind of surprised that he's just doing this now a little bit, but he's with him all the time. That we could see a totally different Dak Prescott this year. Like, absolutely jacked, eating only avocados. I'm
no tomatoes.
No tomatoes.
He came in
No tomatoes.
the shoulder injury last year. So getting that full-time PT is huge. Like you said, Brady, obviously he's done it forever with the TB12 method. Yeah. A guy like Russell Wilson, I saw him at the Pro Bowl, bumped into him in the hotel. He's in the hotel weight room with like 3 or 4 trainers or teams. So this is what you have to do if you're a top-tier quarterback, and I'm glad he's taking those other steps off the field.
The other thing that you hear with Dak Prescott is he wants to do everything 100 miles an hour all the time.
For sure,
he is going to push himself and do extra reps and take extra time. You watch him in practice, and you see it. But then at some point, there is guard against overuse and manage your body. So having somebody with him full time, you certainly would think, would be something that would be helpful. Last year, we forget, not only was he coming off of that ankle injury, but he has the shoulder early in training camp and then can't practice. Then he tweaks something else in his ankle. He didn't practice. He barely had camp. He didn't have the preseason. He still came out, played a really high level. They won 12 games. I absolutely anticipate that we're going to see the best of Dak Prescott. Does that translate into the Cowboys making a deep playoff run? They certainly hope so. It's not all on Dak, though.
Okay, Eagles are coming. Fans, buckle up, buckle up, baby. All right, Tom, we've got a massive trade last week that I was very excited about. Baker Mayfield is now a Panther.
All right, they're talking about Baker Mayfield. Let me answer these guys that's on the phone line that have been waiting patiently. I really appreciate you. Coach Marv, you're live. Nothing to it, Chief.
Hold on 1 second, please. 1 second. Let's step out my office.
Okay, you step out the office. Good old Coach Marv, man. We will wait for you. Nothing to it, man.
you know you're arguing with us. You know you fighting a losing battle with your argument here.
I
right?
already know.
Because the Cowboys, listen, some of the stuff that I'm hearing about, what they're talking about the Cowboys and how they're overrated, and remember I talked about, as long as I was dealing with football, I never heard about no garbage time yards and passing. I never heard no one really jump on the stat about yards given up by a cornerback.
Right.
Think about it, Law. Every time somebody explains anything about that, they go about. The only thing that they can say is, he got to win some big games.
Right.
In football, he don't win big games. They don't say what reason the Cowboys might have lost the game.
Right.
If there's only the kid is he was the quarterback that won it.
Yeah.
It makes no difference if we give up 200 in one game. We gave over 260 some yards rushing, where no quarterback wins when you give up 260 some yards rushing.
No,
but
no
he
quarterback.
Didn't win the game.
Right. He didn't win the game. Yeah.
It makes no difference if you have 14 penalties in a football game. Nope, he didn't win the game because you got to win. You got to win a big time game. They keep moving the goalposts. When you're talking about a quarterback that's not a good quarterback, you have specifically things you say.
Yeah.
You say, he turned the ball over too much.
Yeah.
The team doesn't believe in it. He is grossly inaccurate. When we talk about when Dak Prescott missed throws,
right?
It's like, man, he was off with that throw. He got to be better with that throw. They really nitpicking when it comes to the throws.
The throws, everything, and he's the only one held to that degree.
It's and you hold them there, but I will say this. Some of this is the monsters that we have created.
Yeah.
And then some of this is the monsters that we continue to feed when things doesn't go right, and we all get disappointed. And then we start questioning our players, and we hear it so much from the outside. It is so easily to get clogged in our minds when we start saying, can our players be the next level? Are they the what, this and that? Are they this? We start questioning our own players because we hear it all around us.
Right.
And the Joneses have created an atmosphere of this monster.
Right.
Without going through the hard roads of saying we got to do things correctly for a whole organization to win Super Bowls. And they need to come out public and say that it's not on one player to win Super Bowls. It's for all of us to do what we need to do to win Super Bowl.
Oh, you saying the right thing, Coach Marr, because it goes all the way back for even the team that didn't win the Super Bowl, the Cincinnati Bengals, right? They played against Tennessee Titans last season in the playoff or what have you. Ryan Tannehill throws 3 interceptions. Hear me out. The Bengals win by the field goal, but nobody say, hey, man, that was nice for the Bengals to get the 3 interceptions. They just say that Joe Burrow won that game.
He won that game.
Joe Burrow won the game. But not the defense getting the 3 interceptions, right? And the kicker making the kick. So it's always a goalpost being moved.
And Law, the Rams, who won the Super Bowl.
Right.
In their first playoff game against the Cardinals.
Talk to me.
They only threw the ball 17 times in the game and won the game by a blowout. Matthew Stafford threw the ball 17 times in that game.
Yeah.
Whew. They ran for almost 200 and some yards. But you know what they said? Matthew Stafford is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's elite. He didn't have to throw the ball but 17 times.
Talk to him, man. Talk to him.
So it's always, this world is results oriented where we slide the narrative about winning. So this is what I ask Cowboy fans, and this is what I ask all of us. Mm-hmm. Yes, the proof is in the pudding of winning.
Right.
winning solves everything.
Everything.
This is what this team has to understand when they get inside of the Star or they get inside of down there in Oxnard.
Yeah.
Right? They have to circle the wagons and to say if we want to stop the narratives and we want to create new narratives or narratives that you can't, or shut the narratives up or discredit the narratives that have been set.
Right.
We have to win.
Yeah.
And it's not we have to win in any kind of way, and we don't want to have to win what way you want us to win. We have to play football that's what's best for us.
Right.
And regardless if you think it's exciting or if it's trying to prove something to you, if it wins, you can't talk about W's. You can only say it should have been this way, but it's still a W.
Right.
So that's what I want these Cowboys to learn. And that's what I want this coaching staff to say, to get to the point and say, listen, I don't care about what the media says about how we need to prove that Dak Prescott is an elite quarterback.
Right.
You know how you prove he's an elite quarterback? We already know he's an elite quarterback. But if he got W's, he could throw the ball for 17 times or 12 times, and he could be MVP, throwing for 4,200. He could throw for 4,500 yards this year and 35 touchdowns and 9 interceptions and be MVP of this league.
Right,
Easily.
Coach. Ooh. You know what record that still stand to this day? Playoff touchdowns is 19 touchdowns.
That's right.
And that's run by Emmitt Smith running the ball. You see, everybody still get the credit. Troy still get the credit. Oh, Michael, the playmaker, Irvin still get the credit because they what? They ran the ball.
Shannon Sharpe is in the Hall of Fame.
Talk to me, man.
And people would say, and Shannon was a great player. I'm not taking nothing away from him.
No.
But people would say, man, he played with John Elway. But if it wasn't for Terrell Davis, he would have never made the NFL Hall of Fame.
Big facts. Yeah.
Terrell Davis made his job easier because it made John Elway's job easier.
Coach, you spitting the truth, man. One more point before I let you go, Coach. I know you got one more thing you want to squeeze out before I let you go because I got a lot of people on hold.
Well, I tell you like this, man. In a couple of weeks, we're going to start our journey. Again, and I say again, we need to grind. Those who sweat, and I know you was talking about it the other day about being in 100-degree weather.
Right.
But I still say those who sweat, and I'll put it like this, those who sweat more peace will bleed less in war. So we got narratives that we're trying to get rid of. We got things we got, and that's a grind. So if we have to put in that extra time in some of the more unsavory circumstances, because we got to get to the top.
Yeah.
Because once you get to the top in the Cowboy land, you are really on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
But that's not an easy climb because you got a lot of detractors and a lot of haters coming at you in every way possible to stop you. So sometimes we got to put in more than the rest of the people because we got more to deal with.
Big facts, Coach. Man, always delivering, man. Appreciate you so much, Coach. Thank you.
All right, you all have a good one, brother.
Like, this motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he
don't miss.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
Hey, I just got to echo what I said about them training in Oxnard versus Frisco. Yes, we do have an indoor facility, right? And yes, we do have an indoor/outdoor facility in Frisco. They got the outdoor piece, but the real estate is not big enough, Cowboy Nation. And here's the thing. They going out there to Oxnard for training camp to get a proper evaluation. I get it. A lot of people on the Facebook, macho, they line, they kick it, saying that the Cowboys are weak because they don't practice in 105 to 109 degree temperature. This world is different. This world is different from the 90s. This world is different from the 80s. This world is different from the 70s. This is a whole new world, right? You know, so these temperatures out here will kill you. And just to prove a macho point, you want to go out there and have these boys to put on full pads and beyond and hit each other. And on top of that, to contextualize it for you guys to say, well, high school guys or practicing 2 days in this heat? Bull sugar, not to the level of the intensity of an NFL practice. They don't have guys this massive size, and we talking about $1 million. Can you imagine you sitting there trying to prove a point and your star quarterback have a stroke, a heat stroke, and you said, "Oh well, hey, I guess he wasn't man enough to play out there in 108 degrees." When the NFL collectively, when the season kick off, it won't be this hot. It don't make sense. Some people just talking too crazy to think that teams should be out there practicing in 105 degrees. Y'all need to stop that. That's crazy. They go out there to Oxnard. When you guys get a chance, I'm going to show you guys. They got 4 football fields. And they got the bull trench where they go work on some of that trench warfare on the side. The space is big enough to do the proper evaluation. They split teams into 4, and they get their reps out. And on top of that, just because what the team did in the 90s doesn't translate to what they do this modern day football. Remember, keep in mind, players are bigger, faster, and stronger, right? And on top of that, the offenses are more fluid, so you can pick up a team that's in the 2020s, right? And play a team that was probably prominent in the 80s and the 90s, and they'll run circles around them. Quarterbacks pass with better accuracies now. Quarterbacks tend to go through their reads quicker. Running backs hit hole faster, right? Linebackers are twice the size that they used to be. Defensive edge guys are just dominant and big. It's a different world. So stop it. That's just my 2 cents on Cowboys playing or practicing in the triple heats versus them going over there to Oxnard. And on top of that, for those who don't know, a third of these players are married, got kids and kinfolks all around. It's good for them to break away and for them to create a unity to be all in one spot at one location in an unfamiliar city. That's how this thing goes, Cowboy Nation. I think this person was next on the list. You've been waiting here patiently from the 571. You're live.
Hello, what's up?
Oh, it's all good, man. I ain't nothing to complain about. I'm here. Talk to me.
There's one that I did notice, though, in that opening of Good Morning Football. I'm going to say the Rams and all these other teams like the Bucks, the Packers. These are the upper echelon teams, but all of them actually have gotten worse during this offseason.
I can't hear you, man. Can you repeat that just a little bit? You got a lot of distortion.
That, like the Rams, the Packers, and the Bucks, they've all gotten worse this offseason.
Oh yeah. They all got things taken away from them, collectively speaking. Yeah.
And the thing with RJ, also the game is different, way different than what it was in the 90s.
Yeah. True that. True that. Whole lot different, man. Game planning is different. The film study is more broader. You know, the things that's on the table, far as guaranteed contracts and how money is being involved in outside endorsement deals. You know, players, even from a money aspect, is making millions and millions of dollars more than the 80s and the 90s. So if I'm an owner of a team, I'm trying to protect my number one asset, which would be the players at this point. It will be foolish of me to try to prove a point on whether or not you're tough in July, you know what I'm saying, versus being tough in September, etc. So, and they got to get a proper evaluation of the people that's on the back end of the roster. So I truly believe. Now, I'm not saying that the Cowboys should only practice in Cali, but I'm saying that that's a wise move for them to take it somewhere that's cooler.
Right. At least that way you can have more of an idea of what your players can do.
Can do. Right. True that.
That's really the only true way to evaluate players.
Right. Yeah.
But you said you're talking about Emmett.
Yeah, Emmett. Yeah. 19.
Players, we'll talk about them.
Yeah.
But give they won't give Larry Allen his flowers.
Right, true that. Right. Hey, man, I appreciate you for calling in, man. You was a good call, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, all.
Just a good call from him, man. Good call from him. All right, man. Hey, when I bring y'all on, y'all go ahead and have your thoughts together, man. We're going to introduce the 2-minute clock. I appreciate everybody. Shout out to you, Burks, for the 200 stars. And shout out to you, Marvin, for the 50 stars on the Facebook. And we'll get to some of the super chats in a few. But let me get my clock game together. Y'all know how this go. You got 2 minutes. Okay, that's how that go. All right, got my clock together. Let's go with the 5-6-2. You're live. 5-6-2. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. Call back 5-6-2. All right, 860 VIP. What's good? Hello. Hello. It must be me. Hello. 860. Come on. All right. What's wrong with my phone line? All right, 970. You live.
Hello?
Yeah, somebody's here.
Them Cowboys?
How about them, baby?
I think them other guys just all fell asleep.
They must have fell asleep, man. I must be bored.
I got 2 quick questions I want to get to you real quick.
Talk to me.
Hey, I want to know if Tom Brady, when it came to the Cowboys, you think we would have won a Super Bowl or no?
Jeez. What time frame?
Well, like right now, instead of going to Tampa, if he came to the Cowboys. You think if Jerry Jones would have pulled the trigger on him, you think we would have won or no?
Man, jeez, man, you talking
that'll
about
really answer the question.
You talking about a whole different topic there. I really think that Tom Brady is that good. hey, I really do. And you would have to do something with Dak Prescott at the time. You would have to say, all right, Dak, we'll let you walk. We bring in Tom Brady. And that is the unknown right there, man. I can't say we will, but I can tell you that the aficionados will call the game different. He would have been a little bit step closer. I just look at it with the experience. Who we had at the time when he was available. We would have Amari Cooper.
And we would have had the good tight end. Of course, his tight end would have came with him.
Yeah, Gronk would have came.
Man,
you're talking about Pandora's box, man. My only reservation would be still the defense. Defense that we would have probably had some issues with the defense, but. Then again, Tom Brady would have probably brought in some more guys on the defensive free agency aspect of it too. They're going to say they're going to want to play with Tom Brady. So that's the unknown of the unknowns right there.
Then my next question is real quick is about Michael Parsons. I want to know.
I'm gonna let you get this one out. I'm gonna let you get this one out. I'm gonna let you get this one out. Go.
Do you think he's as good as he say he is?
Yeah.
I mean, do you really think so?
It's hard to coach 4-3. The dude is fast. And he did all what he did his rookie season on raw talent.
Exactly.
Raw talent. And now he's working on hand placement. I really believe that this defense, if they can build around Parsons and Diggs, we okay.
You think we're going to be as good as last year, though?
Yeah. I think we're better.
You think those 2 players, then we should be the number 1 defense then, right?
Well, that's a tall task.
Even better than last year.
Look.
And Diggs does too.
I just want us to be top 10, and I'm greedy if we could be top 5. But, I think we'll be top 10 defense. Appreciate you.
I think when we play the Rams, that's going to be a big, huge game. I think he's going to want to show them how good they really can be, the Cowboys.
No doubt. I appreciate you calling in, fam.
I really do believe, dude.
I truly believe.
And we're going to play Tampa and Cincinnati in the first 2 games. If Dak says he's as good as he is, everybody, if we win them 2 games, look out. You know, but
no
that's
doubt.
Gonna tell a lot these first 2 games.
No doubt, man. Let me hear, man. Let me hear it before I let you go, man. Let me hear it.
How about them Cowboys?
Appreciate it. All right, man. Now, put the butter knives down, Cowboy Nation. You know, Tom Brady is not just Tom Brady. What he brings to the table will be outside free agencies as well. You know, that's just the bottom line. So at that time, what year would that be? That'll be year 2020, right? The pandemic year. Is that the year they won Tampa Bay? Did they win that year, 2020? Y'all help me out, right? So if Tom Brady was here, that means that they wouldn't have paid Dak Prescott. That means that there would have been a plethora of other guys that would have been brought to this team, right? So it would have been a whole different situation. That's just how it goes, unfortunately. But I'm not saying that Tom Brady is better than anyone else here on the Cowboys uniform. One, the calls have been called different, right? You can't touch Tom. You can't even touch him. Flags everywhere. You just blew on him. You know? Pass interference 50 yards down the field. Gallup, put it like this. Tom Brady throwing the ball to Michael Gallup, they would have been calling pass interference on the opposing team, just like this and that, you know. And then his wife, she believed in that voodoo stuff. She would have reversed the curse that Jerry Jones sold his soul to Satan and all of that crap. She would have reversed the curse, you know. Oh, my gosh, man, that would have been the craziest thing ever. But neither here nor there. Let me circle back to 562. Let's see if your phone's together. 562, you live.
What's going on, Mr. Law?
Man, what happened to you, man? I was like, hello.
Hey, brother, I just wanted to tell you, man, I appreciate, man, all the good work that you do, man, and
appreciate
everything, man, that you put out there, man. I really do. But, hey, brother, but we about to get into it for a little bit. Because I got some things I got to get on my chest when it comes to the squad.
Get it off, man. Get it off, man. Come on.
Hey, man. Hey, brother, man. But when it comes to the team, I mean, we got to all understand this is a quarterback-driven league.
True.
And we got to get out of living in the past when it comes to our play calling and, like I said, and our upper management and everything else that we have going on.
Right.
Right now, all of these teams have literally went into wide receiver formations.
Break it down.
It's literally about your wide receiver in your passing game. I mean, that is the way that the new narrative is being pushed when it comes to dealing with football nowadays. You ain't no teams running the ball no more. Let's just keep it 100. Ain't no teams really running the ball no more. Not the ones that are really, really successful. Where's the last team we've really seen a running back literally go for over 12 to about 1,500 yards?
Well, I think that you're not looking at the total sum. I think that running opens up the passing, and teams that are able to run the ball more efficiently, they tend to go deep into the playoff and actually lift up that Lombardi Trophy. But keep going.
Yeah. But I'm looking at the last teams. I mean that won the Super Bowl. I mean we're looking at. I mean. For God's sake, I mean, what is it? Cincinnati did it without an offensive line. But they had one of the best quarterbacks on paper at that point in time, and one of the best receivers on paper at that point in time.
I wish I had a lot of time to go back and forth with you, but was Joe Mixon 1,000-yard back?
Joe Mixon, he was, I believe so. I think he did get over 1,000 yards.
Right. So a lot of things, man, even if you look back, let's do this. Shawnee Michelle and the kid from Mississippi, I've got his name at the tip of my tongue, for the Rams were no one to sneeze at. And they ran the ball to open up the passing lanes. Okay?
What you talking about with the Rams?
The Rams last season. They were able to run the ball. And just to contextualize, what a lot of people fail to realize is...
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
He threw for over 350 yards in that game, if I'm not mistaken. No.
You talking about Stafford?
Yeah.
But they had to run the ball to get him out of those quarters defense. But let's go back to this right here too. And I love having this conversation with you. As much as people praises Joe Burrows and things like that, did you know that even Joe Mixon himself, because people with that horrible offensive line, he ran for over 1,000 yards and he had 13 touchdowns.
He did.
13 touchdowns.
He did. He did. But they also get their beats on the outside. And like I said, it's no coincidence that these wide receivers is getting paid the money that they're getting paid now.
Now, true that.
Back in the day in the 90s, the wide receivers wasn't getting paid like this. We see these receivers and they're getting big money. And the reason why they're getting this big money is because they see the transition of the game. The game has evolved into a passing league.
I get it. The passing aspect of it is the beautiful thing. That is the lady. Yeah. That is the lady with that's the lady with the sexy dress, right? But what you gonna eat is that lady with that big elbow, and that's running the ball, taking control of the clock. And when you eating good and was able to run the ball, ask the Chiefs. A lot of people give all of the credit to Pat Mahomes, but it was that running game that was able to save them. And I can go all the way back to the Buccaneers when they was able to win that Super Bowl.
But they didn't have 1,000-yard back. It was that beast that they had on the outside that everybody was scared of. When you can't even play cover 2 to cover 3 on a receiver, and he is burning you, and he's Tyreek Hill. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see the difference in the Chiefs with them letting Tyreek Hill go.
Yeah,
when you have somebody
true
on
that.
that football field that you cannot just defend at all, and you have to literally commit 2 to 3 players to that one side of the ball, you're gonna have problems.
No doubt.
They had a monster on the outside, and they let them go to the Dolphins.
No doubt, man.
They gonna feel it.
No doubt, man. I'm further going to go over this and evaluate everything that you said, man. I really appreciate you so much. What's your name, man? What's your name?
Hey, man, I'm Daniel.
Daniel.
I'm Daniel Darby, man.
Darby.
I've been the one sitting up here. I'm the one that's going to criticize and over-critique.
That's good. Look, that's what we're supposed to do, right? You know, we're supposed to criticize and critique our team, man, because we want what's best for them. You know, last I checked, I read the good book. The good man, the creator, chastised those that he loved, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I appreciate you, man, so much for calling in and tuning in to this one, man.
Oh, definitely, man. You keep up the good work, Lord, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Most certainly, man. Appreciate you. Darby, not Ronald. Not Ron Darby. But, you know, I get it. You know, we supposed to critique our team. Now, I'm only going to fight you when you're on the outside critiquing the team. I'm going to fight you a little bit, right? And I'm going to tell you about your team. But for those who critique and criticize their own, I get it. Let my guy VIP, man. VIP, you live.
Lord's VIP, baby.
What's up, man? Our word, for I said, man, they done snatch you out of the VIP line.
No, you know, summertime, it's daddy time. I'm a daddy first.
Okay.
So I got to do my daddy duties, man. You know, I'm still listening, Lord. It's just hard for me to call in. But I definitely want to weigh in on a couple of things.
Right.
First of all, you know, that's my quarterback.
Yeah.
So I need people to get their hands off of my quarterback and stop comparing him to other quarterbacks.
Yeah,
if you go back and look, this is some research I want you to do, Lord, because I did this a little while ago. The second Super Bowl we won, Troy Aikman was playing with a concussion. Okay. And Jimmy said, look, Troy, I'm going to put this ball in Emmett's hands. Emmett won our second boot. It wasn't the fact that Troy could not throw,
right?
But we know that he was concussed a little.
Concussed, yep. Yeah.
So in order to win that game, like you said, to this day, Emmett still holds the playoff records for touchdowns.
19 tubs.
19. And that's not osmosis. That didn't just come out of nowhere. In order to win, and what the other caller didn't realize, if he goes back and researches that Rams game, he took that ball out of Stafford's hand 80% of the game until it came down to the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Running the ball. He didn't get away from running the ball.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we get so pass happy that our OC loses sight of the big picture.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
And because glitz and glamour, you already know, like the other caller was like, yeah, the wide receiver's a wide receiver. No, they want to make it. The league has tried to force it to be a wide receiver, pass happy, friendly league where you can't touch the quarterback. The wide receivers can't be touched for 10 yards. So they want to see the scores. The scores bring ratings.
It do.
That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to win the bowl with that philosophy. So we have to get back to meat and potatoes, man. We have to get back to Mr. Nasty time.
I got you.
It's Mr. Nasty time.
I'm talking about, look, VIP. I'm talking about the lady with the big elbow. You know what I'm saying? You could take the lady out with the sexy dress, got the nice figure and everything. Yeah, she's eye-candy. But, man, when you get that good food in you, it's going to be from that lady with the big elbow. You just mixing stuff around.
And I heard Dak is on his alkaline diet, too. And you know how I feel about that.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
We all what we eat, and you wonder why he's getting that six-pack? Because he started getting rid of that fat. He started getting rid of that fatty food. You are what you eat. And if more players, like I told you, got into this alkaline diet and realized how much their body can recover better. It's not even about how you put, it's about your recovery.
There you go. Ooh, wait, man. That's a nugget. That's a nugget, man. I appreciate you, man.
But you know what it is, Law. I miss you, man. Don't think that I'm not out here holding it down. I'm riding for you.
Hey, VIP, before I let you go, man, can you explain to Brian Bradford, man, what the big elbow means?
Yeah, look, Brian, man. If you go to a restaurant, right? No, I'm gonna take you out to the restaurant. You gotta come to the hood. And you go to the hood and you go to a picnic, you see the girls in the front with the fitted dress, they serving the food. But you go in the kitchen, you see Big Mama. You see Big Mama with the elbows hanging, and she whipping it around. You like, what's Big Mama in there doing? Big Mama in there whipping up that good. She got that mama sauce in there. You like, what you put? Big Mama don't even tell you what she put in there.
She ain't telling
Big Mama sauce.
Hey, they ain't giving away that recipe. They gonna take that to the grave.
Start throwing them elbows up you. Get out the kitchen, boy.
Get out of the kitchen. I'm making this with love,
That's right. So be that as it may, that's what I need our OC to do. We need a Big Mama in the room when the OC is cooking up our game plan. Let's throw a Big Mama in there. That's what we need.
Yeah, baby. Appreciate you, VIP. Appreciate you.
Hey, before I get it out, Lord, let me get mine off. How about damn Cowboys? Let's go, Lord. Let's get it, baby.
Let's go, baby. Hey, y'all know about that, man. Look, Will. I know he said there's a lot of excuses, man. But you got to have some flavor. When we say some of Mama's cooking, we talking about that big old elbow in there, man. I know some people still on their lunch break, man. Got oodles and noodles falling out of their mouths laughing. But, man, that's the reality of it. You can't get too cute. And I went back to watch that painful game in the playoffs. And the drive that we scored on, we had Tony Pollard in there running inside runs or what have you. And then we had Ezekiel Elliott running inside runs or what have you. Go and look. I encourage you guys. Y'all don't have to like me. You don't have to like me at all. You don't even have to pretty much understand everything that I say. But if you go back and watch that first touchdown we scored against the 49ers, just let me know how we scored, how we got that drive going. Let me know if those who really watched the game, they ran the ball. Newsflash, they were able to run the ball on the outside 5 yards per. The Cowboys got in their way. I can't make this stuff up. I can't. All right. Before we play any more audio, she been waiting here for a minute, so let me let her in from the 9 Dime. What's on your mind?
What's up, Law?
Nothing to it.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
I'm at work.
I can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard some of the people in the chat were talking about the Cowboys being pussies or whatever because they're going to Oxnard to train. But what they fail to realize is science, and over the years we've learned that there are hazards to everything.
Yeah.
And this team is worth billions of dollars.
Woo.
So why would you, take a chance with your billions of dollar team and not use proper methods of getting them where they need to be? Which is why we go to Oxnard. You know what I'm saying? Why would you want to put them out there in danger in all that 100-something degree weather with all that humidity? It don't make no sense.
Don't make any sense.
You know what I'm saying?
To prove a point.
Don't make no sense. So, I mean, these our fans, they are a trip. If that was one of our fans that said that, they are a trip because they have to find anything in this world to try and complain about for our team. Maybe they should take some time out and go to some of the other teams' podcasters and listen to their shows, listen to the things that they say, and realize that you have an amazing team, that you have amazing podcasters, you have amazing players, and, we have an opportunity this season to make it to the big show.
Yeah.
And if we make it to the big show, we better win. You know what I'm saying? I got this feeling, Law. This year it's gonna be on and popping. I got a feeling.
All day with it.
That's all I wanted to talk about, and I'll tell you how about them Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know what it is. Let them hang.
Let them hang. I know it. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you so much for calling in to the nation. Let's go. Appreciate you, Queen. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. Man, she always bringing the fire. The lady is always right with that type of information. Let them hang, baby. let me get into some audio, and then we're gonna let those who are in the chat. I know the line is longer than Shaq feet, but Point Dexter, you'll be next, man. You my dog, man. Just hold on tight right quick. Let me play this audio though, and you'll be next, man. Let me just play this right quick. Yeah.
He's telling reporters he's in the best.
Hold on.
He's telling reporters he's in the best shape he's ever been in. The Cowboys QB also raved about that recent trip to Miami with his teammates ahead of Cowboys training camp. Dak says that trip was 60% football, 40% about team bonding. Dak showing some good leadership there. Shannon, scale of 1 to 10. How much will this offseason improve Dak's performance when we kick off this upcoming season?
A 2. Skip, I'm very fortunate to play 14 years in the NFL and went to a lot of Pro Bowls. I went to 8. So I was in the locker room with Joe Montana and Elway and Marino and Warren Moon and Jim Kelly and Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. I ain't seen no abs. Every quarterback that I mentioned in the Hall of Fame and won a boatload of Super Bowl rings. A lot of MVPs, not one had one ab. Ab does not equate to playing the position well. I'm glad Dak got an opportunity to train as opposed to rehab. Coming off a broken ankle, Skip, you're rehabbing. You're not training. You're just trying to get back to where you were. Now,
Shay Sharpe, man. Why don't you lean forward just a little bit? Yeah, right here. Hold on to your mouth. Yeah, right there. You keep leaning forward right there. Look, how you gonna dog the man for his physique? Come on, Shay Sharpe. Now, the guy is in shape because he needed to get back into shape because he was not able to do the things that he did previously before the compound fracture, bone piercing through the skin. You know how that goes. And on top of that, him getting workout regimens with his wide receiver crew and tight end. News flash. He didn't have that opportunity last year. And all we can check and look about is this right here, Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening. For the first half of the year, before he pulled that calf, people were saying MVP Dak. Could you imagine if that calf injury never existed? What would have happened? Now, I get it for the detractors to say, yeah, law, but that's putting lipstick on a pig and us also making excuses. I get that. You can have that cookie. But last I checked, he had 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. The same quarterback to have 37 touchdowns and probably 4 interceptions. Yeah, that was Aaron Rodgers. He was MVP. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers had a calf strain, a shoulder situation, and coming off of a compound fracture. But that's a story of a different day. Let's listen to my guy, Poindexter. You live.
Hey, man, you said you were going to play the audio. And dead ass. I could not hear none of the audio.
You couldn't hear it on your end. Hey, were y'all able to hear it, though? Let me know if were y'all able to hear Shay Sharpe over here. Let me make sure. But this is the thing. He was just talking about his physique and things like that, and it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It goes to the point that they was talking about his abs or what have you. But neither here nor there. They said that they were able to hear it. But what you have for this episode, man? It could be anything you want.
Okay, well, first thing first. Dead air is clean air. Okay.
Yeah.
I was breathing the clean air. Callers before. It had been a passing league, but we also a league of trends. And it seems as though a lot of teams have caught up with the passing game.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Mahomes. That's what happened with Aaron Rodgers. That's what happened with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Lack of a running game.
Yeah.
And this team would not be the only team that's going to concentrate on running the ball. This is the year that's going to be the trend. You're going to see it because last year, a lot of people got into their shells, and what happened to Dallas happened to Kansas City, it happened to Green Bay. Sometimes we in a vacuum because we just talk about our team.
Right, true.
But we have to watch the trends in the league. And, man, my boy VIP just took all the thunder. He just took all the thunder, all the points. Yes, we have to run the ball.
We do.
Yes, we are prolific at passing the ball. We showed that last year. So we can pass the ball, but we have to concentrate on running the ball and having that dominant defense.
Yeah.
That is what they call the perfect storm for this year. If we can play that tough defense, run the ball, and pass the ball efficiently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yes, you cannot have them people out in the sun. Called it before. Yes, science has proved that.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that you can't be in the heat.
Yeah,
you just have to know how to hydrate and not to push people past their limit. If somebody say, hey, man, I'm hot, I got to take this out, you got to listen to that. It used to be coaches. I remember, man, when we had salt tablets. Boy, get back out there. Take one of them salt tablets. Get back out there. You know what I mean? But we can't do that now.
During our time, man, you had to earn your right to get the water. You know, the water didn't come for free. Can you imagine? You had to earn your, like, it's a different time, man. And my grandfather, they built different. Those guys never been in the weight room, but to this day, I don't know a man stronger than my grandfather. I don't know.
Man, they got that old man strength.
Old man strength. Man, shake your hand. And you be like, man, you know what I'm saying, man? Granddad, why you shake my hand, man? Man, be out there. Hey, have you ever threw some hay before? You from Mississippi, right?
Whoa. No, I didn't. My people from Mississippi. I was in Galveston, Texas, on the waterfront. I used to go out there. I did it for like 3 days. I was 18 out there throwing them 100-pound sacks. Oh yes, I got a good check and I had enough. I went to start. I got an office job.
Yeah.
got out this time, dog. I got an office job. I was inside an air conditioner.
Yeah. You now you bullshit, man. You ain't getting out there. You ain't working a real job like my granddad was. You ain't working a real job. Come on out here and move this round bale hay down that hill. You know, it's about to rain.
Hey, man,
put it under
look,
the tree.
In the summertime, I would go to Louisiana to my stepfather, and he would be out there. He had the Ponderosa. We'd be out there feeding them horses and moving them cows and pigs and stuff and everything.
Yeah.
And he always used to say, whether the job is great or small, finish the job, but don't do it at all.
I appreciate you so much, man.
It's always a pleasure talking to you, my friend.
All day, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, I gotta say it. I How about them Cowboys?
Let's go, baby. Hey, man, they say two type of people you don't want to fight in life. People that work on that sheetrock, lifting their sheetrock all day. You don't want to fight them. And the people that throw their hay all day. You don't want to fight those people, man. Especially or the people that's on top of the roof. Them roofers, man, come on, man. They be this big, stronger than Andre the Giant. You might be saying you winning, and then you hear that it's over with. You hear that grab one time. I don't know how he was able to do that. He was 167 pounds, but he knock you out. Let's go with the next caller. Let's see what the next caller got on the table. 543. Dang, the next caller just hung up, but that's okay. I got. Let me let the lady in. 615. You're live.
Let him hang up. I got you, Law. Let him hang up. I got you. Hang up. I got you.
What's good?
Check this out, Law. It's a song we used to sing in Sunday school. And the song go like this. I've got a feeling everything's gonna be all right. Oh, I've got a feeling everything's gonna be all right. So
come
see,
on,
that's
choir.
Us coming into the season. It's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right.
See, we're gonna be all right no matter what. But listen, let me put this to you on this episode.
Talk to me.
This is our team. No matter what the naysayers say, this is our team.
Right.
And we have high expectations. Mm-hmm. You know, you have a grandchild, you have a child. I know I got grandchildren. When I go to their field day, I don't know if they're going to win or lose. But I'm out there pretty much running with them, pushing them, hoping they can make it to that finish line and win. Yeah. That's how we are every year with our team. We love our Cowboys, and we have high expectations. But those of you that come in the chat and say, you're annoying, this is annoying, listen, it's always better to appear ignorant than to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Yeah.
So just appear ignorant instead of opening your mouth. and with that heat situation, that's another thing you need to probably keep your mouth shut about. Sometimes just look like a fool instead of just start talking and people say, oh, doggone it, I thought he was a fool, but damn, he opened his mouth. Damn, no. So just keep it quiet, keep it shut. Let us have our high expectations, because we're going to have our high expectations for our boys.
Big facts.
We're going to keep cheering them on year after year after year, as long as God sees fit for Law Nation Sports to be on this broadcast. We're going to keep pushing our boys every year.
Yes,
so if it's annoying to you, then annoy yourself off the broadcast, because we don't need to. We're going to cheer our boys on, okay? Yes. And you just sit there like a frog on a log, or either like the Eagles fan with them wings flapping. You can get you one of them hats, Eagles hats. You can get you one of them Giants hats, whatever you want to get, and just let that flap. But just remember this. It's always better to appear ignorant than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. But all I got to say is year after year after year after year,
Gina! Yeah, baby! Yes, indeed. Look, I love it 1,000%. Hey, you keep having a beautiful day. And
always,
let's
you
go.
too, my brother. You too.
Let's go. Yes, indeed.
All right.
Yes, indeed. Woo! Like I said before, man, you know, I believe in the hearts of other teams, podcast community, Cowboys community, and anything else, what they try to go up against. But nobody have a better community than the Cowboys female callers, right? I mean, God dog, man, we have a plethora of knowledge with our community, and our ladies be right on point with it. With that being said, let JT, man, you live.
What's good, Law?
Hey, man, what's going on with you, man? Talk to me, man.
What's good with it, man? We gotta let them hang, Law.
You gotta let them hang, fam. You do, we do. Talk to me, man. What you got for this episode?
But yeah, man, I think we've gotten to a point. I don't know if you agree or disagree. I think we've gotten to a point where Dak is getting too much criticism. Like I think, or not too much. Let me not say too much. But I'll say, like, people just blow it way out of proportion, Law. Like,
right.
I think people got to realize, look, man, something you have your elite quarterbacks and you have your good quarterbacks, and then you got the rest. Like, Dak is still a pretty good quarterback. I think the problem is just because, like, Dak may not be elite to everybody. Like, people act like the man is just not good. Like that's what kind of frustrates me, Law. What about you?
I mean, yeah, they do act like he's not good. Right. They act like he's below good. But, yeah, I feel what you're saying. Yeah,
I think because, like, people got to realize, and obviously you and I do, like, because we watch the team a lot, like, Dak really has, like, he's one of those guys that, like, people I don't think remember, like, just how he, like, starts seasons, Law. Like, he tails off sometimes near the end, but I think overall, when you look at his seasons, like he rarely has like a bad season. Like he has pretty consistently solid seasons. I'll say this, like, and we've said this a lot, but I think the media is at fault a lot because they like to pretend like Dak's like inconsistencies are like way worse than what they actually are. Like he'll tail off a little bit, but it's not like he goes from like great to like horrible. Like he still maintains like solid play that you can still win with, Law.
Yeah, you're right on the money, and it's a total team game. But keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, one more thing before I head out, man. Like I think what we've got to do, like even as Cowboy fans, I think some Cowboy fans just have to realize that look. We've got our guy. Like, we've got the guy that we can win with. It is, like you said, a team game, and it's also a front office thing, too. Like, it takes all 53 plus the guys upstairs to make a championship team, Law.
You do. All got to be in. All of them got to be in.
Right.
Not some.
Facts.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, JT, for calling in.
Yep. Law Nation, stand up.
Yes, indeed. I like that. Law Nation, stand up. As we moving along, man, you guys just hold tight, man. We're going to let some more people in, but you give me a few seconds here. Let's listen.
Now he's able to train. He's able to get ahead. Skip, the problem is that they keep trying to make Dak something that he's not. Dak is not a top 10 quarterback. Now, we've seen him get off to great starts, but we've never see him have great finishes, except last year when they played them terrible teams and they gave you a false sense, and I told you, Skip, that's a false sense that you have over there. So for me, Skip, I am happy. But so what am I supposed to do about the Bronco game? So it was because he had a gut in the Bronco game that he was terrible? I mean, what was going on in the Kansas City game? What about the Raiders on Thanksgiving?
Out of shape.
Yeah, that had to be it.
Now, for those, I encourage you guys to go back and watch that Raiders game. That game was pretty good. Dak Prescott came about on the second half of that game. Keep in mind, Noah Brown was our starting wide receiver. And, of course, it was Dalton Schultz who was on the opposite side of being the guy that made some plays. And even, I believe, Sean McEwen showed up in that game. We still lost the game by, a field goal or such. We still put up north of 30 points, I believe. I absolutely get it. But no other team. Think about this before I let another caller in. And this is only going to sound like a bevy of excuses, and I get it. You guys can talk about it however you want. But no other team played 3 games in 12 days. Three games in 12 days. So you have to get bitten somehow. Let that sink in. 3 games. I believe in the span of 12 days. And you guys are expecting Dak Prescott to put up unbelievable numbers, and on top of that, without any of his starting wide receivers, and on top of that, they were playing musical chairs with the offensive line. But somehow you want your quarterback to overcome, and he didn't breathe one word of his loss. He didn't lead on to anything saying that, hey, these are the reasons why. I digress, baby. But there will always be some detractor saying that, hey, this other guy, he went through a lot. He was able to take his team to such and such. Okay. All right. Keep moving the goalposts. Ain't this right, Mr. Passion? From the 702. Shaq, what's good, man? Talk to me, man.
You know what's going down.
Yeah, I already know. I know you're going to bring it, man. Talk to me, man.
Hey, I was thinking this week, man, why do I keep hearing, I'm not saying it's you or Boss or whatever.
Right.
But I know Boss had a episode on, like, the team or somebody setting up McCarthy to fail.
Yeah.
And I mean, it kind of makes sense. But at the same time, why would you do that if, I know you got rid of Amari and all that. We already know all the dumb stuff they've done. But at the same time, if you're about putting marketing out there, making money, and so on and so forth, like Jerry Jones and Steven preaches, like there's so much pie, da-da-da, yada-yada. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you hire a coach for a 5-year deal, and you bring in Dan Quinn, and you say you were about trying to put the best team out there on the field and win the Super Bowl for this man, gets too old where he can't be with the team every day, and then Steven takes over, and then we don't know how that's going to turn out, the way Mr. Catboy is. So you really don't know about that, okay? But, why are you going to try to sabotage him in certain ways and put that out there like that? If you're about winning Super Bowls, if you're about winning championships, if you're about being a family and working hard as a team and making your franchise a lot of money and making it to the NFC East championship and winning a Super Bowl, which, like I predicted this year, in spite of all this crazy mess we're hearing, we are going to the NFC East championship, and we are going to be NFC East champions, and we are going to win the Super Bowl this year. That is my bold prediction.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
I shall decree, thou shalt surpass. This team is going to come together as a family and do big things this year.
No doubt, man. Let me hear it, man. Let me hear it, Mr. Passion. Let me hear it before I let you go. Let's go, Cody! Let's go. That's my guy, man. That's my guy, Sharpe. I truly believe that there are two wars of wars with the Cowboys, and that's one end thinking that the Cowboys are not in the belief of winning the Super Bowl, right, at all costs, and then there's one end saying that the Cowboys are trying to win the Super Bowl at all costs. So that I can answer his question correctly, I truly believe that the Jones family want to win the Super Bowl, but they want to win it their ways. Egos, edging God out. They want the philosophy of winning the Super Bowl their way. You got two, look, you can't have two masters, right? But you got two philosophies in this same building. Whereas Jerry Jones is the maverick, right? He is the maverick. Stephen Jones is the guy that want to hold on to the money, and he don't want to go out there and spend a lot. His philosophy is we can build from within. We can build through the draft, right? And Jerry Jones' philosophy is, yeah, that can probably work, but I want to win it my way. I want to win it with the people that I empowered, right? There's no salary cap as it relates to coaching. And we do know that if the Cowboys get out of their way of being it's my way or the highway, then they can get it. But a person's mind is already made and fixated on how they can become successful. You can't change their minds. You can't. And in Jerry Jones' mind, he's doing it the right way. It may be the wrong way, but if you ever listen to them, they run the Cowboys organization like a mom and pops. They do. And they are very successful doing it such. And they block out all outside noise on how they're running theirs. And they saying our way is the right way. Now, granted, hear me out. Hear me out for anybody to try to take away. Jerry Jones' decisions of first hiring Jimmy Johnson wasn't a popular one by firing Tom Landry. It wasn't popular. He took a lot of heat, right? They said you can't take a college coach and win in the National Football League. It is a different era. It's a different type of vibe. And what happened? They won it. And then when it was time to issue out the credit, he had his hands out and he never received it. And he said, well, dog it, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get credit for my philosophy. It wasn't about him. It was about me. Some people going to go over their heads. Right? But that's a story of a different day. Let's let some of these other callers get in there. I got the 562. What's new? You live.
What's the deal, Law? How you doing
today? Man. I'm doing great, man. I can't complain. Talk to me.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, one thing is, who wouldn't want to come to California and practice, man? We got great weather, the seas, and the sunshine. Right. Like, man, I live in California, man. It was like, come on now. Like, yeah, granted, today is hot in the IE, but down by the sea, Oxnard, Long Beach area, bro, it's a breeze.
Right.
So, you know, man, but other than that, people hate on Dak and shit like that. I don't know why. Facts. Like, can you imagine if we had Geno Smith as our quarterback?
Jeez. Oh, my God.
Come on now. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, people say Dak is this, Dak is that, but, like, Jerry Jones has been doing a good job as far as our quarterback-wise. I mean, we did have a little stint when we had, Quincy Carter. I don't know why we got Brandon Wheaton and shit like that, but
right.
Other than that, we had a solid quarterback as a Cowboy.
Yeah, true that.
You know what I'm saying? We have a decent quarterback. Who can take us to to the promised land where we need to go. But I'm looking like, bro, around the league, like, imagine if we had some of these quarterbacks on our team. You think they talking bad about us now?
Yeah, they continue to move the goalposts. You know how it goes. Yeah, it's continuing.
You know what I'm saying? Like when Dak first came to the league, he was only doing 10 yards and under. Oh, dink and dunk. So now he's pushing the ball. He's not accurate. He's a little accurate. Oh, he's inconsistent. Like, damn, what can I like? Yeah. Anything he do, you always find something wrong with him.
True that. I mean, if Dak Prescott had the season that what's the guy that played for the Chargers? What's his name? Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
If he had Justin Herbert's season last year, they said, with all of those yards and touchdowns, can he take his team to the playoff though? We're not talking about the Chargers not making it to the playoffs because they the Chargers. Mm-hmm. But it is what it is, fam. They the Chargers.
Exactly. But yeah, other than that, I appreciate you having me on. Can't wait to see you out there in Oxnard.
No doubt, man. Salute, bro. Let's get it.
Yeah, and Cowboy Nation, stand up. I'll holler at you tomorrow, Law.
No doubt, man. Appreciate your good call. So that's been this forever goalpost that's continued to be moved, right? We got a lot of people in here, man. Let's go with 757. 757, you live.
Law, what's going on, man?
Nothing to it, Chief.
When you get up in here.
Get on in there, man.
Hey, look, man. Look, man, real quick, I want to touch on, it was two things. I want to do that skipping Shannon segment, man. Because I watched them, Larry, especially when they talk about the Cowboys, man.
Yeah.
And like you said, the first thing Shannon jumped to was about Dak's physique and his abs. And the question the moderator asked was, how much do you think this offseason will improve, next year or whatever?
Right.
Or, this coming season. And he said a 2. To me, it's more than likely a 10 because Dak didn't have an offseason last year.
Big facts.
Even in season, he didn't have practices as far as, when they got the training camp, when they got in season, because you got the shoulder injury, then you got the calf injury, so he's missing practices. This year, if you're gonna talk about anything, highlight how he's out there with his, his core. You got the tight ends out there. He got Lamb and what's called out there, Tobin out there. You know what I'm saying? Zeke out there. Talk about how he's building that chemistry that he didn't get to do last year.
Definitely.
Which is going to make, in my opinion, going to make him better for this year. You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
You're getting those reps in. You learning what they like, this and that. Talking to them, you got, what I'm saying? You got your rookie out there working out with you, who's probably going to have a lot of playing time or gallop out, even probably when he come back. So I just say, man, talk about that. And then you got Skip Bayless to, he's a Cowboys fan, but I never seen. He's a guy to me that he say he's into him, but I never seen somebody that's so out of touch with his team,
right?
That acts like he's in touch with him, But man, I just find it crazy. And then, secondly, man, I just want to touch on as far as the Heat, man. How people get on about practicing the Heat. I feel like whoever say they soft or whatever for not practicing that Heat, man, just probably never played football, man.
Yes, indeed, man. Hey, you spitting the truth, man. They probably never put on that helmet and pads. And then for a competition, competing aspect for it is a whole another situation.
Yeah, if you want to see an unfocused team, put them out there in 105-degree weather. They just ready to go home, ready for practice to be over there.
Yo,
I can tell you that.
True that, man. Appreciate you so much, man. Good call from you,
yeah,
man.
Man.
Good call from him, man. That's my guy from the 757. I get it, right? People are angry, they're upset about it, and they want things to be in Texas right now so they can go see it, practice or what have you, and they don't want to probably fly all the way out there to Oxnard. Or, people talking about the Austin, Texas, like they can go down there and practice or what have you. We do know that we are trying to get things done. Think about this, the joint practices that they have. Now you don't have to fly all the way there. You can have a shorter commute to have joint practices with the Rams or joint practices with the Denver Broncos or what have you. So everything works its way out. Not to just beat a dead horse, man. Safety concerns is everything. And the last thing you want is your whole season to be over with because you're trying to prove a point, right? And we got a lot of people with big egos even as fans. So, look, sit back, relax, let this team grind it out. They do their proper evaluations. They got 4 football fields, literally 4.5 football fields out there. They have a community like a little condo that all of the players roommate with or what have you. 2 per room or what have you. And they get it's straight business, right? And then Jerry is from close to that area, and why not? If I own the team, y'all be mad. I'll probably have the Cowboys at Jackson State somewhere, working out because I own the team. They're like, well, why do Cowboys go to Mississippi every year and practice on the Jackson State Memorial Field? That's crazy. I own the team, But neither here nor there. Let's see. I have 737. You live.
Hey, what's up, Law? It's your boy Dak not done yet, man.
Dak not done, man. Let me give you a horn, man. Talk to me, man.
Oh yeah, man. That name means something. It's a old Egypt name, comes down for many years. It definitely means something. Hey, but I wasn't coming here to defend Dak, but I see you already got some people doing that.
Right, true.
But I did want to tell you, man. Have you ever heard of Eric Thomas?
Yeah. Third cousin, man.
Your boy, hey, man, you remind me of him, man.
The hip hop preacher. Oh, okay. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, just how you work, you know, and how you come out with all these videos. Now I hear a lot of other people talking about, you know, Law got to be on that. You know what I'm saying? Law got to be. I say, yeah, Law got to be on everything because Law is a grinder. Law works. Mm-hmm. Just like Eric Thompson, he gets up every day at 3 o'clock and he grinds.
Yeah.
I say, y'all got a lot in common. Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
And y'all, I see y'all on the chat hating on Dak. Get off Dak. Dak is one of the best quarterbacks. I know y'all hate to hear that, but you got to ask yourself, what really has Aaron Rodgers did since Mike McCarthy? Don't worry, I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? You have to ask yourself questions like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look in the window looking out, he won some games. Yeah, he won some playoff games, but he really ain't got over that hump since Mike McCarthy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody wants to get down on Dak. Dak was playing on a broke leg, a broke body, and still did what he did. I would dare anybody to put those same injuries on the top 10 quarterbacks, and you tell them to have a 12-win season. You know what I'm saying? And actually see who does it. Don't worry, I'll wait.
Not many.
Dak not done yet. Dak out.
Man. Not many, man. And for those who would say that what's the kid name? Joe Burrows had similar injuries. Not the same. Not the same injury, bro. And then he didn't get hurt midway through the season as well, right?
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm not discounting Joe Burrows. Yeah. And I like Joe Burrows, man. You know, I'm not discounting him, right? You know.
Not at all. Not at all.
No, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? That's just Dak. I'm not even talking about the old line. I'm not talking about the receivers. I'm not talking about Coop being in some games, out some games. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about Dak. Like, don't even get me started on the flag.
Yeah, you right on the money with it, man. Sheesh.
I'm just saying.
Man, appreciate you, man. Let me hear how about them Cowboys, man, before I let you go.
Man, how about them Cowboys? My name's Dak not done yet. Let's go.
Let's go with it, baby. That's my guy, man. He's definitely not done yet. And I get it, right? There's a lot of detractors that will look at it and say, hey, it's been it was going on 7 years, Law. We looking for results. And granted, put Dak feet to the fire, right? We want him to continue to work out and get everything done. Now, would you put it oh, my goodness. And shout out to somebody in the chat. Keep mentioning Quincy Carter. I've spoken to Quincy Carter multiple times, man. And Quincy Carter, shout out to him. He went 10-6 one year and made it to the playoffs, right? And I think we lost to the Panthers in that playoff game. But shout out to Quincy Carter and all of his demons. He's good now and he's doing other projects. But shout out to him. But Dak ain't Quincy Carter, man. Come on now. But going back to Dak Prescott, here's the craziest thing. And this to prove that damn if you do, damn if you don't. We had a quarterback before Dak Prescott to be loose during the off seasons, right? To play golf, to do other activities, to go on a band tour and things like that, right? And people will say, hey, man, you know, at least this quarterback kind of decompresses a little bit and relax and enjoy life. And now we got a quarterback that's clearly only about football, working out, getting in shape. And now they're saying that, hey, that's not good enough. On one end, you like the quarterback to relax. On the other end, you don't like the quarterback to relax. Cowboy fans are impossible to please. And I get it. We want the Super Bowl. But I went to one extent that we had somebody who wanted to do other things, right, outside of football, and you knock them for it. And then on the other end, you got somebody who's clearly only thinking about football, and you knock him for it. I can't make this stuff up, Cowboy Nation. And Dak is not as good as Quincy Carter. And that is from Dak Delusional fans. I feel you, man. I feel you. When it's all said and done, let's give a round of applause to that guy right there. His mama said he shouldn't talk about people, right? So we just gonna give him a round of applause. You want your attention, you want your cookie, you got it. You know, you got everything you need. You got the attention, and may God bless you. All right, let's listen to some more of this audio as the room fill up. Let's listen to these guys.
Dak just needs to find some consistency, and I don't think abs is what's holding Dak back. I really don't. Yeah, we make a lot of jokes like, okay, yeah, he looked good. I'm going to say he looks great, Skip, but I don't believe that's the reason why he'll play well is because all of a sudden he has abs. Because a lot of the greatest quarterbacks that ever played this game, they had one ab. They had dad bods, and I'm not sure all of them were dads at the time they had that body. So for me, kudos. He got an opportunity to get away to Miami. He got an opportunity to train. Instead of rehab, he got a chance to bond with his teammates, but that's not going to have any bearing on whether or not Dak plays well. His body is not going to have one thing to do. The problem is Dak need to find some level of consistency because we see him, he starts out, then he has the lull in the middle, and then sometimes he closes well. Well, a couple of years ago, Skip, he started out hot, and he nosedived at the end. He did. Even you had like, I don't know what's happened to my quarterback. So for me, what I saw this offseason, I'm glad he was able to get some quality time. But if you think Dak abs or his body is going to have anything to do with it, I don't believe they've improved enough for this team to take the next step.
Yeah, that's the craziest argument. Because let's say, for example, Dak comes out with the Buddha belly, right? And chubby. What will be the stand? He's not committed enough. He's not there for to win, to take this team to the next level because of his commitment. And we've seen this same storyline happen with Tony Romo, right? He's not committed enough. He don't really put in the efforts in the time frame. And I got people who also still come out here to say that look at the tape and not the stats. How else we will pull up 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions? Actually, 38 touchdowns, right? And 10 interceptions. How else would we look at the quarterback who really came off of a compound fracture, right? Injury to put up those type of numbers that no other quarterback in the history of the Dallas Cowboys put up. Oh. So on one end, people argue for the stats. And then on the other end, they take the stats away. That is the craziest thing of it all, Cowboy Nation. And it is what it is. Perry Locke says, Law, I remember they used to talk about Romo being out of shape. And now you got a quarterback that's in shape. And now that's the issue. I can't make this stuff up.
It does fine work. He's got some thoughts about the Cowboys that they posted today, and I just want to kind of run them by you, read his, and maybe you guys can comment on. And they kind of did this on the division. But we'll just focus on the Dallas Cowboys since that's our team here right now. He's saying his most intriguing position battle. He thinks that who will be starting opposite CeeDee Lamb as Michael Gallup works his way through rehab on his left knee in the summer. James Washington, Jalen Tolbert, Noah Brown. Some unnamed veteran pickup before training camp. Washington has their credentials as a former second-round pick by Pittsburgh, but caught 24 passes last year. Tolbert, a third-round pick in 2022. Needs to be a quick learner. Needs to stay healthy, by the way, too. Brown has not been more than the number 4 in his time with Dallas. Prescott will have to trust whoever wins that battle. Any quick thoughts on that, on who would be the guy opposite CeeDee Lamb?
Got to be James
to start,
Washington.
I believe it's going to be James.
James Washington.
Yes. James Washington.
It'll be James.
You think so?
If he's healthy, I think that unless we have a Simi Fehoko that completely outperforms and outplays him, that's who they were trotting out there due to not having anybody else available.
Yeah.
But
Much
more
likely Tolbert does it, though, right?
I would think so, unless they just really want him to play out of the slot, where I think that he was very, very good in college, and he does look very comfortable. So, I mean, maybe they just like him in that role, so when they line up and they go three wide, Fehoko, a big-bodied receiver who can win those contested balls on the outside, and he was very good at that at Stanford. Maybe they kick Tolbert outside, but, yeah, I'm with you. I think that their plan would be Washington.
Real quick, though, I got an update on Gallup, by the way.
All right.
Yeah. And, because I asked, because, we've been going to the OTAs and man camps where we went, and I kept seeing, I'm like, man, this guy looks ahead of schedule. So I wanted to ask. He says, my guys say, doing well, but timetable likely the same. Hoping that we're close enough to the final cuts. I want to keep him alive and not have him remain on PUP. But
that is a very big point by 105.3 The Fan. They don't want to push Gallup on the PUP, meaning that he will be out for 6 weeks or what have you. And I want to answer this point with I think God dog, man, your name went away. But Silver, I think your name was Silver something. We're not missing the point with what Shay Sharpe is saying when he's saying, hey, the Cowboys need to be consistent, or Dak Prescott need to be consistent. Dak Prescott been a model citizen of football being consistent. If you're looking for a quarterback to be consistent, it will be Dak Prescott. And think about this. When healthy, Dak Prescott never had a losing season with the Cowboys. Let that resonate in your mind. In 2016-17, right? 18, 19. And when we start nitpicking at what happened in 2019, I can literally go toe for toe to anybody or with anybody on the games that we lost. The Saints game, Ezekiel Elliott elbow inside of the ground, and they still said that was a fumble. That's a one game by the Cowboys. If they don't turn the call over, you got to overcome that as the quarterback for the Cowboys. Oh, excuse me, even if you want to throw shade at the Jets game, offensive pass interference on Jason Witten. It was Cedric Wilson in that game. Took away the touchdown that Jason Witten caught. That's a winnable game. That play, if you go back and watch any other team, they don't call that. Let me pull up another game. Dak Prescott versus the Minnesota Vikings that year. Had an unbelievable game. But the coaching staff decided to let's get the ball out of Dak Prescott's hand and let's continue to run it when they wasn't running the ball. He was throwing it all over the field. Go back and watch the tape. Oh, and I know that this would sound like bevies of excuses, but it's quite strange that in the history of the NFL, back-to-back tripping calls never been called in the history of the NFL in that monsoon game. And all of a sudden, Dak Prescott's supposed to overcome those obstacles? I digress. But it's Dak Prescott's fault. Now, granted, the Cowboys finished 8-8 that season, right? And people will always point knives and shank Dak Prescott with those situations. But I'm quite sure it's his fault only. The aficionados and everything else is out to the Cowboys. But it is what it is. Never said he was flawless, but crap, he get critiqued for applies to all quarterbacks, including Brady. Yet Dak is trash or mid because of these minimum flaws. He improves every season, but does the team. This is from King Reno. Yeah, appreciate you. Todd Cook says, imagine if Dak got calls like Herbert. I ran away. Yeah. Or Mahomes. Yeah. And all of those pretty other boys, quarterbacks. Yeah, I feel you. 6-5 is a good record, over 500. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So, and what year was they called a PI on Gallup versus Ramsey? That was just crazy, man. That was a year, of course, we didn't finish that season out, but that's a story of a different day. I'll get to all of the super chats in a few, but let me clear out this phone queue once again. It's 2:14. We got a few more minutes, man. Let me let the 573, you've been waiting patiently. You live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Law. How are you?
Appreciate it, man. I'm doing great. I can't complain. Talk to me.
All right. Good day. Blessed God gave us a blessed day today. Let me tell you something. We keep looking at Dak, and then we look at the wide receiver position, and we talk about defense. We need to look at what gave us problems last year. I wish they put more into finding a kicker that we can at least say his name, let alone spell it.
Yeah.
Because how many games last year? What, 2-3 games we lost because of the kicking?
Yeah, the Raiders game, the Buccaneers game, it was another game. But that's what the kicker said. We lost because of him, right? Okay. That's what the kicker said. That was his words. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it's your time.
Okay, no. Yeah, that's what the kicker says. But then the times that misses and then gives up the good position, and when did those teams, did they score how many times after that? So a lot of the games we've lost for that kicking portion of the three main divisions of a football team, you know, the offense, defense, special teams.
Right.
We need to solidify a kicker. Now, I'm not saying doing, you know, the old pick a kicker in the first round like old boy used to do with the Raiders, but it's just a point of where if we stop piling on top of Dak, stop piling on all the other stuff, and just see, okay, he had good numbers. Our receivers had decent numbers. Our running backs had decent numbers. That kicking game, we need to get a kicker so we know that we will definitely get 7 and not be stuck with 6.
True that.
Appreciate your time, man. I love your show. This is the second time I call in. I'm longer than Tooth Jersey boy, and I tell you what, how about them Cowboys?
No doubt. How about them Cowboys? My God, they've been waiting here for a long time. And granted, someone was saying that Dak Prescott pretty much fumbled it against the Philadelphia Eagles in 2019. I think that was a win or all or nothing type of game. And granted, we didn't see the best game of Dak Prescott in that game, right? We didn't see the best time, and he had a shoulder injury that time around. And they would flat out say that those wide receivers that had those 5 drops had nothing to do with it. And when we moved the ball all the way down into the red zone, Ezekiel Elliott patting his head, get me out of the game. They put a cold Tony Pollard in that game, and the last thing we seen was Fambalaya. I don't know what happened to Tony in that game. But you're right. Dak lost that game. He's supposed to overcome all of that. And it was the Cowboys. It was the Cowboys that literally went on defense and put Jordan Lewis on the tight end with no help. And he just turned around and caught the ball. Easy peasy. But shout out to the Eagles for winning that particular game, right? And it opened up an opportunity for 2 things to happen. 1 being the Cowboys drafted CD Lamb. And 2, and I know you're in here, Jay Form. 2, that the Cowboys finally said, that's enough. Enough of Jason Garrett. Where my God, Jason Garrett? Now get out of the way. Get out of the way. That's enough. Because if the Cowboys win that game, don't you guys know that Jason Garrett literally had a strong chance of being the coach for another year around? And you can literally look at Jason Garrett's resume and say that, hey, technically, he only had one losing season, and that was 2015. The dude never had a losing season. And you would literally say to yourself, I look at Jay Forbes, that's my dog, man. I love this man to death, man. But Jay Forbes, he don't want you to talk about Coach Redball. But Coach Red would still be here, and we would be still in purgatory with Coach Red, man. Come on, man. So shout out to the Eagles, man. Shout out to the Eagles, man. What they say, man. Let me give a shout out to the Eagles one more time.
Answered, I talked stuff. I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team, and I'm sticking Cowboys.
Shout out to the Eagles,
You're
man.
crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight they did?
Let's go, birds fly, Eagles fly. Still Super Bowl chance for now.
Look at Coach Red would still be here. So shout out to the Eagles for that victory. For that victory in 2019. I really appreciate them. Hey, if y'all really want to can Dak Prescott for that game, go ahead. But I love that loss right about now because it feels good. But Jay Forbes, man, appreciate you, man. You know I love you, dog. All right. From the 409, what's on your mind, fam?
Hey, what's good, Law? Man, come on, man. On a Monday, they dropping all these top 10 quarterback lists. What's going on?
Gosh, man.
Watching old, what was that? Ryan Clark and Keyshawn and them. They're kind of debating it, but man, you talk about Ryan Clark, man. He
what did he say? Was it today?
He was a little offended with Lamar Jackson being on the outs of the top 10. And so he was kind of like, well, I'm gonna push Lamar Jackson in 10. There's no list where I can have Deshaun Watson, Burrow, Stafford, Herbert above Lamar Jackson. You know what I mean? And then Keyshawn tried to point out, well, he's a different kind of guy, which I can understand because they had a list with Micah talking about, Micah was ranked number 2 as an inside off-ball linebacker.
Right.
But he's a different kind than Leonard. You know what I mean? So I can understand Lamar Jackson, why you can't really – he might not be like a top 10 quarterback by rule, but as a football player, he's something serious. And that's just – for him, it's just a matter of how long those legs will keep going.
Yeah, true that.
But I started to look at Dak and Lamar, and, they got the same playoff record, 1-3.
Yeah.
They both had some incredible seasons. Lamar had an MVP season.
Yeah.
But, you can't fall in love with too much of the MVP seasons that a guy like Lamar can give you because Cam gave you the same thing, incredible season.
True that.
MVP.
True
that doesn't hold up. Dak has things that's going on that's holding up. You think about when Dak's 35, 36, 37, what's going to be between the ears, and that's why Brady and Rodgers, they're extending their careers because at that position now it's mentally, if you can do some things, the physical aspect isn't so much of a hindrance for those type of guys.
Yeah.
And so I think what Dak has shown as a young career, hasn't really had to rely on the athleticism, but it's he's still been a winning quarterback. So if he's not doing it athletically like a Lamar Jackson, how's he doing it, Law?
Well,
and you can't tell me that the Cowboys organization is, if you rank the Cowboys organizations versus the Ravens organization, Ravens top 5 organization in the past 10 years, top 10, and I can't say that the front office has done everything possible to contend with those kind of winning cultures, how they can put a team around a guy like Lamar. So, it's a fun debate, but the guys that's above them, Deshaun Watson. Last time we saw him, he was 4-12.
4-12. Yeah.
Your other guys, man. Burrow and we've seen Jared Goff at a young age lead his team to a Super Bowl as well.
Yeah.
So and the eye test, these guys look good. Justin Herbert, but they haven't been to a playoff, or I don't know if he's had a winning season yet. So rely on that run game or not. That same run game was there in 2015. And, Matt Castle and them boys couldn't get it done. They went 4-12,
Yeah.
And then Dak comes in and goes 13-3. So I don't know, Law.
I mean,
I'm confused.
It's perplexed, man. The Russell Wilson haven't been to the Super Bowl since he been elite.
Nope. And that's the thing. We see a lot of these guys coming up in the top 10. Carson Wentz was in a Josh Allen kind of state at one point,
Right.
And then, we've seen guys vaulting up that top 10, and, Dak's ascension has just been slow, and, he's finally, in the 7th season now, people kind of, he's around that 10, 11 spot. But, I mean, he's at the scrape for 15,
Yeah.
So, there's guys falling down now that were, the Holy Grail, Russell Wilson and Matt Ryan, So I don't know, Law. I'm missing something here.
I don't get. Look, I'm gonna answer this one off the phone, though. But I appreciate you for calling in, fam.
All right, brother.
Hey, good
Take it
call
easy,
from you,
love.
man. Good call from you. Top 10 quarterbacks are very subjective. If you were to do the same poll last year, who's top 10 in NFL quarterback, you don't see Stafford's name up there. Just like what my guy VIP said when he called in, they had to run the ball. It took literally, what year John Elway was drafted? 83? 1983. And it took that man 2 decades to get to the Super Bowl. And then when he finished, they were saying, oh, man, the greatest quarterback alive, right? But he didn't do it by himself, TD. He had Shannon Sharpe or what have you. He had a host of other guys to help him out. Look, the year that even Brett Favre won the Super Bowl, it wasn't by Brett Favre arm by itself, right? They had the guy that threw up the X, Desmond Howard. They had the good running game, and that defense was pretty good. He was drafted in 84, 86, something like that. Took him forever. So the years that Dak Prescott is going through these woes or what have you, he's entering into his 7th year, going into his 7th year. And people love to have these cute little who's better, who's not, and who's this and who's that. But at the end of the day, the scrutiny will always be heavier on the Cowboys because of the levels of expectations. The levels of expectations. Troy Aikman, when he won his first Super Bowl, the Cowboys were clearly considered a team, the underdog. Most people overlooked, but people naturally understood that those guys, after they won the Super Bowl, had a great team. Think about this. People talk about the Great Wall of Dallas. None of those guys. Let me know who was a high pick on their offensive line. Let me know who made it to the Pro Bowl on their defense. Nobody. But after all of the success, people began to put this team higher and higher and higher. See, a lot of people that's born after that time would be considering thinking that the Cowboys were always talked about in a glowingly aspect in the 90s. But no, they had to climb and get there. Shout out to y'all, man, that's watching, man. Let's go with the 314. Boy, we having a marathon type of show today. 314, you live. You look. Yeah. 314 once, twice.
What's going on, my brother?
What's up, man? I'm about to give you the button, man, but you good, man. You live, man. Talk to me, man.
All right, I've called you 2 other times before. I always have to start off with this because you're a good brother. You're my brother, even though you're my enemy. You're my brother.
That's all right. That's all
I'm a
right.
Washington, and I'm gonna even call it what you call us. I'm a Washington Commode fan. Let me just say this, man. One thing that the reason I do watch you
and you are an enemy, the reason I do watch you, because out of just, fan banter, it's fun to watch you and listen to y'all fans' opinions and stuff like that. The reason I choose to watch you is because most of the time you're objective. But right now, I gotta call a spade a spade. Like,
Okay, call it.
I don't think you're being objective, because if we look at it as fans, brother, and this is just fans in general, especially this time of the year.
Talk to me.
Where the excitement level is high for everybody. Everybody, that hope factor is like through the roof right now. Understandably so. You know what I'm saying? Because we all want to win.
But before you get to your point, I need to know, what are you saying that I'm not being objective on? Give me a reason I'm not being objective on. On which one? On which side of it?
I'm telling you right now. This is okay. The point is, when you bring up certain stats, like the point you just made on John Elway, right?
Right.
How it took him almost 2 decades, and the motivation of you saying that is to defend how you feel about Dak Prescott. And the reason you do that is because you do like him as a fan of the Cowboys. I get it.
Right.
But my point is, a fan can find and research any stat or any scenario to support what their thought process already is about any particular player for their team. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
but hold on. Let me say this though. Wasn't John Elway considered the ultimate best quarterback in the NFL? But he just didn't win the Super Bowl. But when he went up against Doug Williams, didn't he have a chance? Did Doug Williams had a chance to go up against those? That's your take. Didn't he have a chance to go up against that?
Bilal, what I'm saying, I'm not the type of fan that'll just throw my quarterback out there because he plays for my team.
Right.
I'm a very hardcore, critical, very brutally honest, objective fan. Even when it comes to my team, if my team stink and they suck, I'm a 50-year-old man.
Right.
I've lived and seen all 3 of our Super Bowls. I've lived the 30 years of depression since we won our last Super Bowl. I've lived it.
True.
But I can tell you the reason we have stunk so bad, and I'm talking about pre-Ron Rivera. Remember when I called you the first time? You probably don't remember. When we first hired him, I called you.
Right.
And I said at that time, the trajectory of our franchise is about to change because we finally have an adult in the room running the organization. Daniel Snyder, he's the biggest creep and dweeb in the NFL as it comes to NFL owners. Even Washington fans know that. We don't care about that, though, because that doesn't impact the play on the field. That's stuff for other fans of other teams to get on us about just to troll us because he's our owner. But the truth be told, he doesn't impact the play on the field when it comes to the sexual assaults and all that dumb shit he did. You get what I'm saying? So the point I'm trying to make, the last point I'm going to make to you, Law, I also watch Mark Holmes from time to time. And the reason I don't watch him as much because I think he looks too much through the Cowboy shades. Like, he's not objective. He just made a point the other day where he said the new receiver you guys got, James Washington.
Yeah.
He was trying to basically tell the other Cowboys fans they should be excited about him. Don't believe the rumors or the reputation of him not being, a top flight receiver or whatnot. And he said, if you look deep into the numbers, he was one of the top in the league that went against the number 1 cornerbacks in the league. So he switched it and said, Amari Cooper, although we lost him, it's not going to be that big of a deal because Amari Cooper was at the bottom of the league going against the top cornerbacks in the league, right? You get what I'm? So you with me so far?
Go ahead.
So my point is, the way he spin that is this. When I said earlier how you can use any stats to support what you already believe or want to believe, the point is, yeah, that's true about Amari Cooper. But guess why he wasn't being covered by the number 1 cornerback on the other defense? Because you know the game, Law. Strategically, 95% of the time, the number 1 cornerback rarely goes up against the number 1 receivers. Because rarely in the league do you have 2 top-flight receivers. Normally what defenses do in the league, they'll double-team the number 1 receiver, and put the top guy on the second receiver or the slot guy, like a C.D. Lamb. That's why C.D. Lamb has so many snaps against the top cornerback. You get what I'm saying? Now, that's just football one-on-one. That's not my opinion. That's not me spinning anything. But you see how you can spin it to kind of just fit the way you believe because you're a fan, and that's the overall point I'm bringing to the conversation.
All right, so now when you said objectivity,
yeah.
What is the number one thing in football?
What do you mean, wins and losses?
Wins and losses. All right, so we take that number. What is Dak Prescott win and losses?
You mean it's over? I don't know. It's
overall, do he win more than he lose? Yes or no?
Yeah, he's over 500.
He's over 500. So, all right, so that's one caveat that we talking about, right? So we move that to the side. Go ahead, interject.
Can I interject to that point you just made?
Interject. Go ahead.
What is the overall thing that we look at when it comes to the most important position in any professional sport, which is quarterback? What are quarterbacks really judged by?
Super Bowls. That's it. Super Bowls. Can they get to the Super Bowl and win?
Hold on, wait. Right, okay then. Thanks.
Right.
Okay, now
right.
Continue.
All right. So is it easy or is it hard to get to the Super Bowl? Yes or no?
It's hard.
It's hard. Now, now hear me out. Is the quarterback the only reason why they make it to the Super Bowl? And I'm going to answer.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Because it goes all the way to this point.
Absolutely.
John, I go all the way back to since you're using your team. Who was the better quarterback, John Elway or Doug Williams?
John Elway.
Who won the Super Bowl when they faced each other?
Huh?
Who won the Super Bowl when they faced each other?
Doug Williams won that Super Bowl. When you're talking about overall career, John Elway had a better career than Doug Williams. That's being real.
That's just being real. But what I'm saying is that it takes a team to win the Super Bowl. So what I'm saying is with Dak Prescott. Go ahead.
But wait, hold up, Law. Let me interject. We know that. That's the reality of it. But when you're talking about sports and fandom, it's one thing I'm a fan, I'm not a fool. What I mean by that is, if my team stinks and they suck, I'm going to say that. A lot of fans say no matter what they know what their eyes show them. And just because they're a fan of that team, they'll say, oh, my team is going to do this or they're going to do, knowing damn well they really don't. See, I'm about chips.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
True. You're about chips.
I'm not about the labor pains.
Go ahead.
About the labor pains. Show me the baby. I don't want. I live my life like that. I don't want to hear no excuses because don't none of that matter at the end of the day, Law. Show me the damn baby. So when I hear fans, just in general, even fans of my team, I don't want to hear about it was the COVID year, which players was injured. All that shit comes with the game.
But tell me this, where am I not being objective though? I'm just trying to figure out where I'm not being objective. About what? About which point? That was Mark Holmes. That was Mark Holmes talking about James Washington.
No. The point that you made about John Elway when you were saying you was using John Elway as a scenario as to say, this is the way I took it at least, and if I'm wrong,
go ahead.
Please, I stand corrected. But the way I took it was, okay, he's saying it took John Elway this long, so they got that much time for maybe if people are prematurely judging Dak and hold him to a higher standard when John Elway, it took him 2 decades. So people are prematurely judging Dak. And I'm saying they're not. Because when this is just the reality of it. Whether it's fair or not. See, fair and reality, that's 2 different things, okay? I'm talking about reality. I'm not talking about fair. Because in the reality of pro sports, when your quarterback is paid $75 million or whatever it was last year, and I know some of y'all fans like...
here we go with the money counting, but go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Hear me out. I'm not saying... I'm just telling you what the reality... I'm not saying it's fair, Law. I'm not saying that. I don't believe that because somebody is paid a lot of money, now he's going to be that much of a greater player. No, a player is who he is. But I'm telling you, in the reality of it, how fans view it, when you get, that's why they print the big money on the in the paper and in the columns. 8 years, 150 million. It's to get attention. So with that attention, like you said earlier, comes expectations. We know that. Dak is still going to be who Dak has always been, a consistent, solid player. Will we ever? This is just my opinion.
And was that my thought? That what I was saying, that he is consistent. But before I got to say this to bring
elite though. I don't think he would never be elite.
Elite, put it like this, elite. I've been live for 2 hours. Elite never even left my mouth. But what I'm saying is that hold on, hear me out, Washington, hear me out. The Dallas Cowboys with Dak Prescott, they never had a losing season when healthy. Is that objective? Yes or no?
No, that's a fact.
That's a fact. That's me giving facts. Okay. All right. So with John Elway. When John Elway was playing, he was considered, how people are talking about Pat Mahomes now, he was considered the Pat Mahomes of that era. Yes or no? He was considered, when you go back, and I know you said you 50.
He played alone, but he played in like 2 eras because he played so long.
He plays so long.
Now the early era of Elway's career, it was some other great quarterback. Man, he played with
Joe Montana and all of those boys.
He's the greatest I've ever seen with my 2 eyes.
Right. But what I'm saying is, in order for one of the quarterbacks to be known as one of the better quarterbacks of that era or both eras, it literally took a team around him in order for him to get the Super Bowl, in order for all of those validations and accreditations to go through, because we always used to hear as Cowboys fans, if the Cowboys would have had Joe Montana, oh man, it would have been even better of a series or a run. If the Cowboys would have had John Elway or Jim Kelly in that particular system of the Cowboys, it would have been a better team. But no, I recall it was me saying that, hey, I'm good, I'll roll with Troy Aikman. Because it was not just about the individual play. It was about the collective team play.
Yeah,
that was my whole argument.
He fit our system. He fit that system, Jimmy Johnson's system, perfect. He wasn't the most talented quarterback.
True.
But he was very accurate. That was Troy Aikman's, in my opinion, his biggest strength was his accuracy and his ability to anticipate, to throw receivers open. That was his strength to me. He didn't have the biggest arm.
Didn't have the biggest.
He was very smart. So it's a lot of things, as you know, go into playing quarterback. And,
True.
And depending on the style of play at quarterback, dictates, what level they get to. You know what I mean?
So that's what I'm saying. Objectively speaking, Dak Prescott versus the NFC East, I think his record is like 26-5 or something like that. Only lost 5 times.
But Law, listen to this though, Law.
Talk to me.
That's all fine and dandy, but check it out. If you're not doing it when it counts the most, none of that means nothing, Law. You know that. So
what are we arguing about then? What are we arguing about?
We're not. No, I didn't call to argue with you. I'm not arguing with you, brother. I'm not arguing with you at all. Like
I feel
said,
you.
This just friendly.
Yeah.
I watch your show, man. This is just friendly fan banter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a fan of your show. I'm just keeping it real with you. Like, I'm not arguing. All I'm saying is, the only point I make, this is that time of the year when everybody, that hope factor is through the roof for everybody, and I get it.
Right.
I really get it.
Right.
Let me ask you one question, because I know you know the inside of the Cowboys, Law.
Mm-hmm.
When the last time you looked at the depth chart on your linebackers coming into the season? Can you tell me who your inside linebacker is right now, starting?
Well, right now it's Leighton Vander Esch.
No, the other guy, not Vander Esch, because the only 2 experienced guys you got is Vander Esch and Parsons.
Right.
Them the only 2 experienced. Who was the other? Is it Gifford or what's his name?
Luke Gifford.
He's the starting inside linebacker for you guys as we sit right now, right?
On base formation, but in nickel.
So
Go ahead.
I say that to make this point. You guys may have the more high-priced players at the starting 22, right? In the skill positions and all that. The more known household name players. But if you really look at it, I want you to be real with me. Be objective. I'm gonna give you one word. You look at the 4 teams in our division.
Right.
Who right now, as it stands right now today, the word is depth. Who got the most depth at every position in our, like, moving forward? How does it look moving forward for us depth-wise and organization-wise? Who would you say has the most depth at every position out of our division?
You talking about offense and defense?
Offense and defense.
It could be your team or even the Eagles, far as the lineup on the defense.
I look at the Giants are in the basement right now, for us talent-wise, and it's gonna take them a while to get their chemistry and cohesion and all that. So I don't look at them to be competitive this year coming up. That's just for this year. But the other 3 teams, out of our 3 teams, if you being real, you and the Eagles are top-heavy. You got the more household names, top-heavy, starters out of the 22.
I see your angle here, man. I'm giving you the plethora of time. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, look at this is not my opinion. I'm saying look at it on paper. Again, I'm not saying how it's going to play out because none of us know that. That's where the subjectivity come in. Because our opinions, I'm talking about based on facts of what we know about the players and what we've seen from them already in their careers. You go look at this. Maybe I'm putting you on the spot, but if you go look at this and make a video about it, just talk about depth in our conference and be objective and be real. Let me know what you think. I'm just being real.
Put it like this. Let me raise you one. Let me raise you one on this one. Let me raise you one on this one. It's the year 2021. Who had more depths? Eagles, Washington, or Dallas? We didn't even talk about the Giants on defense. Who was the better team on paper?
Oh, you talking about just on defense?
Defense alone.
Oh, that was us.
That was y'all. Y'all was touting around, and we were the 30th ranked defense last year heading into the 2021 season, right? Mm-hmm. None of that paper stuff mattered, fam. And it was the same thing. But hold on. Before we go into detail,
what did I just say? I don't think you heard what I said though. I just said how it looks on. I said how it looks on paper. I said we don't know how it's going to play out. We can all give our opinions on how it's going to play out, but none of us know. None of us know. I'm just simply going off of reputation of the careers every player has had to what we've seen to this point. And then I'm giving my opinion based on the depth. And you just said just defense.
Just defense.
I'm talking defense and offense. The overall team, you cannot tell me player by player we don't have the most depth on paper. Again, we don't know how it's going to play out. On paper, we don't have the most depth at all 22 positions.
But,
that's all I'm saying.
But put it like this, and I'm going to say this before I let you go. We as an analysis, we go through historical data, right? And what historical data shows that the Cowboys, when healthy with Dak Prescott, have a better chance of winning.
There you go.
Historically speaking, historical data.
I don't like statements like that.
But those are.
I don't like when if we gotta preface anything by saying when healthy. See all that. Man, listen. It is what I'm just a person that go by. It is what it is, man. All that trying to dive into and psychologically break down what. Man, I don't. Man, this is a sport.
Put it like this.
Injuries come. It's just like playing a street game, man. Like if you playing a gangster in the street. If you get locked up, man, that comes with it, dog.
So how do you want me to preface my statement? What do you want me to say? All right. So historically speaking, Dak Prescott owns the NFC East, regardless of whether or not he's healthy or not. It's still the same number.
That's a fact.
Right.
Like I told you, I'm a real fan. Whenever Dak Prescott has played against the NFC East, he has owned the conference. That's a fact coming from a Washington fan. Do I like it? No. Does that mean I think he's elite? No. Our conference has sucked. He has owned the conference.
So that's me speaking objectively speaking. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's not a subjective stat.
No, that's a fact.
Now, historically speaking, the Dallas Cowboys is the best team in the NFC East? Yes or no?
The Dallas Cowboys are the best team in the yes, until somebody unseats y'all. Yeah, that's a fact.
Regardless, it would take 2 decades for any team in the NFC East to overseat the Dallas Cowboys. Objectively speaking.
Not. Absolutely not. You haven't won a damn Super Bowl in damn near 25
Hold on. Let me see. Dallas Cowboys, all-time record versus the Washington team.
No, that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
No, you just told me to bring up facts.
Law, what did I tell you earlier, Law? What is this thing judged by, man?
Wins and losses. So what I'm saying is that if you stretch it out, it'll take you 2 decades. It'll take you a decade.
Hey, Law. This is what I believe as a fan in any sport I'm a fan of, man. It's about chips, Law. If you don't win a chip, you can't come to me. This is just how type of fan I am. You can't come to me and say, "Oh, at least I made the playoffs."
I'm not saying. Is that my argument?
I'm not saying you said that, Law. I'm just speaking in generally what type of fan I am. I only believe in one winner at the end of every year. That's it. It's one winner and 31 losers. Now, you can get into all that, I had a better season than you because I was 12-4, but I lost the second round. Man, what do they put that up? It's only a W or an L. All that in-between shit don't mean nothing to me. So what I'm saying, you can't come to me and you might have had better records than me in the regular season over that. You've been more competitive, but you haven't won the ultimate prize, what all of us compete and play for. So you haven't done that, so you really don't have no room to talk as far as I'm concerned. That's why you are such a disappointment as an organization. That's why people who are not Cowboys fans hate Cowboys fans.
Wait a minute. So hold on. So by the Cowboys being 75-47 against the Washington all time, that's our fault all of a sudden?
No, I didn't say it's your fault. What I'm saying is you can't boast about.
How come we can't?
You just said it'll take 2 decades for us to.
Matter of fact, I'm wrong. It'll take more than 2 decades for you guys to eat certain.
Law, do you agree with what? Because you may just be a different type of fan I am, and I respect that. Do you agree? What type of fan are you? Do you go by chips, or do you go by like my team ain't won in almost 30 years? Like,
put it like this. No. This is the type of fan I am. In 2012, you guys were the better team. In 2020, you guys were the better team. I'm not fit to go back and forth. You guys were the better team. Y'all won the division. Y'all beat us fair and square.
My question is the chip, Law. Are you a fan like when your team, when Dallas? So you telling me y'all? How many years it's been now? 20? How many years?
It's been less than years than your team.
No, I know that. I'm not throwing a shot, bro. I know it's been 30.
It's been 27 years.
Okay, 27.
Or going on
right?
27
so
years.
You're telling me, wait. So are you? Because to me, I've had 30 disappointing seasons because I haven't won in
26 years.
That's the type of fan I am, right? So for you, are you telling me you haven't had 27 disappointing seasons to you? You're not that type of fan? Because you haven't won in 27 years. Those weren't disappointing years for you?
Even though it's been multiple years.
No, yes or no?
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing.
I told you, I'm admitting.
Yeah, it's been disappointing.
I've had 30 disappointing seasons. I'm admitting that.
Right.
Have you had 27 disappointing seasons?
Every year you don't win the Super Bowl should be disappointing. You should have an ultimate goal to win in the Super Bowl.
Thank you. So you've had 27 consecutive disappointing seasons. I've had 30. Now, why could you make the statement to me, it'll take me 2 decades to catch up with your organization? You've been just as much as a loser as I have.
Hold on. So you mean to hold on. So based upon your theory here, the Eagles are better organizations than the Cowboys and the Washington team because they won the Super Bowl recently?
No, I'm not telling you that. No, I'm not telling you that.
That's your argument, though.
No, it's not. No.
I can't make this up.
No, we talking about the whole picture, the big picture. The Eagles got 1 ring. You know how many years they were terrible? So if we talking about the bigger picture.
Hey, man, I got to go, man. But, man, it's a pleasure talking to you, fam. Baby, I really appreciate you. But man, hey, we're gonna have to, hey, if I ever see you in person, we had to have a cup of coffee or beer over this, and we have a great time, fam, talking about the team and everything, man.
And the last thing I'm gonna say to you, and I'm gonna call you back at the end of the season as I always do. Last point I'm gonna make. I know y'all probably thinking y'all got the edge this year for us a division. I know y'all probably believe that. I'm not saying we're gonna win. What I'm telling you is it'll be between the three teams I told you earlier: us, you guys, or the Eagles. We're going to fight to the end to see who's going to win that thing. It's not like a clear-cut edge where y'all the favorite and again, trust me when I tell you this, it's going to come down to depth. Y'all going to be complaining about injuries and how this player got hurt and you didn't have nobody come in and fill his spot. Watch what I tell you. I'm going to call you back at the end of the year.
Call me back, man. Don't dodge me, man. Appreciate you. Hey, check out on the 21st of this month. It's going to be the NFC East round table, and your boy Louis T will be there. Come on.
I got you. And much love, man. You keep up the good
Appreciate
work,
you, man.
Appreciate
you, man. Much love to you, man. Gosh, man. It took everything out of me on this one, man. God, dog, boy. I think I'm very objective with my analysis of the Dallas Cowboys. But if the Cowboys, if winning and losing is the all-time factor of who is better or versus who is worse, if the Cowboys, and I'm going to put this again, Cowboys all-time record versus Washington, I'm going to just put Wash, is 75-47 and 2 ties. 75. Where is it? I done lost it again. It's 75-42. It's 75-47. How in the world is me not being objective when I say that? Meaning that, Cowboy Nation, for those who are not listening, historically speaking, the Cowboys, regardless of time frame or what have you, the Cowboys had a propensity to beat the Washington team more so than the Washington team have the compensity, or the propensity, that's the better way to say it, than beating the Cowboys. And based upon that record alone, the Cowboys are a better organization off of win-losses. We ain't talking about money. We ain't talking about this nor that. And if you contextualize last season alone, the Cowboys just sweep the Washington team. And the Washington team talking about, hey, my guy Washington, he called in and say that, hey, based upon depths, that anything can happen as far as the game of the outcome. Truly, that is correct. But based upon, even if I use just the numbers alone of Dak Prescott versus the Washington team, Dak Prescott, if healthy, have a higher propensity or chance from an analytical analysis, chances of winning, regardless of who is on the Washington team. Depths, it don't matter. That's what the numbers say. I would be more of a non-fan to say that all of a sudden that the Washington team have a propensity or a chance to overcome the Cowboys, to close the gap more than what the Cowboys did against the Washington. That's just the bottom line. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, my boys did crack. You saw that? Appreciate you. I've been talking for a long time. That crack was like, eh. It's 2:58. Let's do this. Let's do this since we all here.
The conference has been locked.
And I'm going to make sure I get to all of you guys that's here right now. 469, what's on your mind?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Nothing to it, man. Alex, man, talk to me, man.
Oh man, number one, I want to start off by saying that was one hell of an interview, man. God damn.
You made my voice crack, man. Talk to me, man.
I heard it.
Yeah.
So I want to start off by saying that, for sure. Let me step outside so I can hear you a little better.
No doubt.
There we go.
Get it together. Get it together. You got it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Perfect. But I want to start off by saying, man, you made a very interesting point earlier when you was bringing up Troy Aikman and how his career went. And in my opinion, man, and hear me out with this, I believe that if Troy Aikman could have stayed healthy, he would have been Tom Brady. If he would have stayed healthy, he could have had the type of
Hold on. It wouldn't be about if Troy Aikman could stay healthy if they would have kept Jimmy Johnson. But go ahead.
True. Good point there. But here's what I'm saying, because, Brady was a 7th-round draft pick. He didn't have all the accolades coming out, but he was smart, and he had to grind.
True.
Same thing with Troy Aikman. I feel like Troy, man, with the team we had, we definitely could have kept going if we would have kept Jimmy Johnson. I do agree there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to speak a little bit about my Cowboys this year, man. Now, I'm 26 years old.
Right.
I was born.
You're born in the drought. Go ahead. You started the drought.
Born in the drought. You feel me? Man. So I didn't get the privilege to see any of our Super Bowls, but growing up in my household, you had no choice but to be a Cowboys fan.
No.
So it's so hard when I have to defend my Cowboys against Cowboy haters, man, because they don't see the vision or they don't understand how we do things here in Texas. We got a different mindset here in Dallas, man.
Yeah.
But I will say this. As long as, like you say, health plays a big factor. But as long as we got Dak running the ship, with DQ as our coordinator, Kellen Moore got his mind right. He know what he got to fight for this year. I feel like we can be very optimistic and we can surprise a lot of people this year. A lot of people counting us out, and I love it. I love it when people count us out, because when we punch them in the mouth, they come back that much harder.
Right. True that. True that.
But I just want to know what your opinion on, like, best case scenario, because I feel like I've been watching your shows that you post all the time, and I love the different analysis and breakdowns and just video clips you put out there about all our different linebackers that we've had coming on, so on and so forth. And I love the fact that we just picked up the other linebacker that plays in this other league. I'm glad we got him too.
Christian Sam.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Because our defense, our linebackers are our playmakers for our defense. And I love the fact that DQ is going after nothing but big, explosive linebackers who can make plays around the field, who can run. Sadly, that's how we have to get rid of number 54, whatever his name was. I done forgot him already.
Jalen Smith, number 9.
Yeah.
You know. yeah, man.
Yes, the swipe.
The swipe.
But yeah, man, like I love that vision of where we're going with it, because that tells me, man, our linebackers are going to be making big plays all over our defense, man. And Parsons is doing the thing out there. He's going to lead the young guys, and he's going to challenge the vets, man, and he's going to do great things for our defense. And then, of course, as long as we got Dak, we're going to be all right on offense. I believe that no matter what, man. Anybody else go down on offense, as long as we got Dak, I feel like we're going to be all right.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, man. I will give you that long time like my guy from Washington just did. But man, hey, I appreciate you for calling in, fam. Just to let people know, let me just go ahead and let people know, man, how about them Cowboys before I let you go? Alex.
Oh, come on, man. How about them Cowboys?
All day, man, baby. To my point, it's not about who's better or who's not better, or who is better, I meant to say. It's not about that. It's about, can a player fit into your certain scheme? Can a player fit into your system? And can you win with said player? Christian Sam is not better than Jalen Smith. He's not. He's not. But Christian Sam got an opportunity to play for the Cowboys because they looking at him on how he can fit in their said system. So when we start talking about systems, concepts, and things like that, it's about a player pedigree on how they can fit. But what people would do is they would look at a player and say, okay, he's better. We got to pick this guy up. No, it's about can he fit in our said system. But neither here nor there. 515, you live.
Hey, what's up, Law?
Nothing to it, man. Talk to me, man.
Hey, man. I like just like your last call, man. I ain't number 26. You know, I was born in the drought.
Yeah.
But and like I grew up in my house. You know, man. I was a Cowboys fan. My middle brother, he's a Giants fan. My dad was a Steelers fan.
Right.
My youngest brother's a fan. So, man, you know, I listen to all these guys, man. And, you know, it takes a lot in this new age to prepare a team to win. Mm-hmm. And like, you know, we all said, you know, as long as Jerry and Steven and them in there, you know, cutting turns on whose route is better and who's this and this, you know, it's going to be you know, a lot of terms. And just like you're talking about with the schemes and systems, like, I believe that's why we haven't picked up Bard or no Ndamukong Suh or just no other big names like that. We've never really picked up a big name as long as I've been around watching.
True.
Like, the biggest name I think we've acquired, like, since I've been around is Amari, and that was in the trade.
Yeah, since you're 26, yeah. Yeah, it'd probably be the biggest name that you can remember. Yeah, you're right.
So,
yeah.
So, man, like, you know, and I feel bad, man, because, you know, I've only been watching your show for like 3 months solid now.
Oh, wow.
I'm still young, but I'm not been used. I grew up in Iowa. Pop was from the South, man. So, you know, we didn't grow up with, you know, a lot. So, you know, I wasn't real big with all that. So, like, I just now really getting into, like, watching YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to start off by saying that with you, man. Like, I appreciate everything you do. And, like, I would really love to be able to just sit down. I love to get my voice out there and talk like that, too. Because, I'm so young, but so much knowledge still. As I'm like 26 years old. And it's just, I love arguing. Like, I love football so much. And, like, it's hard to explain to people that even though I'm a Cowboy fan, I'm still, as a ex-player, and I'm still a fan of the game itself.
Right.
My biggest thing with last year, man, was in that playoff, man, if you go back and watch, out of all the plays we could have drew as 49ers, you have never seen Dak take off and just do a quarterback scramble all season last year.
Yeah.
Like, for me to see that, like, I knew we was going to struggle with them first few, you know, play drives from 49ers when it was, they didn't call pass interference on this. So then the next play was automatically a pass interference. And then the next play, Van Der Esch was like, did a pass interference and still didn't call it, but it didn't benefit us or it didn't hurt us either.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it, man. Like, you know, I think it's important so why we're so split as Cowboy fans is because the ones that's been older and so long and so brittle about it, they're just like, it's impossible. We'll never win this and this and this.
Yeah.
And for us ones that's in the middle, that's kind of like, you know, we still got hope. You know, we just come in every year because we love the game and we love to watch it. And, you know, we want our teams to win. You know, if you're not a true fan and rooting for your team, no matter. Like, honestly, to me this year, I feel like we stepped back, you know. But it was more of an opportunity year for the ones that haven't. Like, to me, I ain't gonna lie to a lot of people, Gallup, to me, is not really that great of a receiver. He's had some moments, but he's dealt with injuries before last year. Like, CD took over as number 2 to me last year compared to Amari.
Well, hey, I appreciate you so much for calling in, man. This is the thing. The Dallas Cowboys, we are into the Mandela effect. You know, people will elevate one receiver to discount the other, whereas the Cowboys, the only organization with the fans including, will always have the versus battle. Mari Cooper Amari Cooper not better than CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb better than Amari Cooper. Gallup is better than Lamb. Lamb better than Gallup. You know, and that's just the reality of it. The media won that mindset of pretty much hypnotizing a lot of people to have that amongst each other. Whereas the Rams, they knew Robert Woods, hell of a wide receiver. Cooper Kupp, hell of a wide receiver. And they still went out there. Van Jefferson, hell of a wide receiver, but they still went out there to pick up Odell Beckham. But if it was the Cowboys, if we had the same set of circumstances, they will be literally fighting each other saying, well, Robert Woods is better than Beckham. Or no, man, Van Jefferson, he will be the next Beckham. And that will be the storyline to discount, to take away with what we already have, versus letting these guys work out with each other to elevate each other, right? We don't have to do the versus situation. Jalen Tolbert should challenge James Washington. James Washington should look at CeeDee Lamb and say, hey, I'm going to elevate CeeDee Lamb. But what happened here in Cowboys country is immediately it's a versus battle. And it will be hard for me to change everybody's mind because that's just how it is. That's just how it is, man. But
and I feel like on that, man, but you know, football is ultimately a team sport. You know, when you got all, you know, that talent on each side, that's ultimately helping draw and, you know, let the other person shine. Like that play where Amari pulled CD out to go catch that touchdown lob over the top in Minnesota. Like that's only friend type status doing that. Like Cooper would have been wrong to go and do. I mean, Gallup would have. Excuse me. CD would have been wrong to go and tell Cooper, "Oh no, I'm taking this play."
Right.
But when you got the mentality of everybody wanting to shine and be that guy, it's going to pull out, you know, the best of everybody. Just like that's why I love. Like I ain't gonna lie. I was watching the other day. Like with I wasn't the biggest fan of going to get Parsons either, because I feel like we really struggled at cornerback. So I really liked Patrick Surtain coming to us.
Right.
But preseason, when you know, I'm like I said, me being a football player myself, when that preseason when Dan Quinn them had to talk Parsons down because they pulled him out, I'm like, oh yeah, this boy, he about that game. He wants to play that.
Yeah.
And he draws all that effect out of everybody.
No doubt, man. Shoot, he's just a different type of animal, man. I appreciate you calling. What's your name, fam?
Jimmy. I'm on here in JP Dub, but it's Jimmy.
Man, shout out to you, JP, man. Appreciate you, fam.
Yes, sir. Always, man. Keep doing your thing, man. We gonna get through this season.
We gonna get through it, man. Let me hear you say it, man, if possible, man.
How about them Cowboys?
Yes, indeed. Jimmy Johnson coined that phrase, by the way. How about them Cowboys? And it has been that ever since then. Last but not least, man, this is a marathon show, so I'm going to let the 757 get in, and we're going to get things rocking from there. He's the last caller of the day. 757, you're live.
All right, what up, man?
Not much, man. Talk to me, man. Talk to me, man. I'm doing good, man.
I know you ain't have a Washington fan trying to call up in here talking spicy out this mud. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even hear the full conversation. All I know is that they went 0-2 last year against us. And you're only as good as your last year. All right? There's no optimism in that. Man, we smash them. Almost every time we play them.
Yeah.
Almost every time we play them, we beat Washington. I don't want to hear nothing from Washington. You need to get your stadium fixed. Number one.
Let me see. Yo.
The stadium is cold, is leaking fluid out the pipes on the fans out here. Your coach, your owner is pulling a Hillary Clinton with these emails. You don't know what's happening up in the front office. Y'all had to change your name. We don't want none of that on this. We don't want none of that on this station, bro. Yeah. None of that. Y'all worry about that. We went 6-0 in the division. We are deaf to you guys. We're on to the next level. We trying to figure out how to beat Kansas City. We want to figure out how to beat the Buccaneers. We want to get to that championship level. You know, we're past y'all. We're way past the NFC East. And is 5 a bad record? Yeah.
Talk to me, man.
Is 12 a record, bro?
No, you good. You good. You passionately speaking today.
I'm just saying, like, I don't understand why. If any other team would go 12-5, everybody would be having a party right now. Party. But we always find a way to. Dak Prescott can't do this. Now, don't get me wrong. I got my ups and downs on Dak Prescott, but I don't want Dak to go nowhere right now. I don't know who we got. Who in the NFL is going to replace Dak right now? Who is left at the quarterback position that could possibly replace Dak at this moment? Nobody. Nobody.
Yeah.
We just get some craziness when we talk about these quarterbacks. I think he threw, 37 TDs last year?
He threw, the problem is, if Dak Prescott was on any other team, he would be considered, he probably would be considered elite. But by the fact that he played for the Cowboys, he's not considered elite. And if you have any truth to that, think about this. If you guys want me to be objective to this, Justin Herbert is he? Look, let me ask people in the chat: is Justin Herbert considered elite?
That is a true statement.
He's considered Justin Herbert is considered elite, but against the Cowboys, when Cowboys played against Justin Herbert, he literally threw 3 interceptions, but they only counted 2.
Right. Oh, don't forget he ain't even been to the playoffs yet. Don't forget that he ain't even been there yet. How good he been playing out here.
But I like Justin Herbert though. I ain't trying to take away with what he's able to do. You know.
Hey Herbert. They try to clown people too quick. Dak was a game manager his rookie season and went to the playoffs.
Right.
In fact, he went on 11-game streak. When is Justin Herbert doing that? Is that easy to do in the NFL? Offensive rookie of the year, bro. He stole that from Zeke because Zeke was supposed to be offensive rookie of the year, but people had to decide. Oh, is it Zeke or is it Dak? They had to decide. There had to be somebody had to calculate that right there. But of course, you look at a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? It's the quarterback. So I don't get the disrespect that we get on our end, man.
Yeah.
From our own people talking about that. Man, I just want to know who do you guys suggest right now in free agency? Who do you guys want to replace that? I can't think of one. I can't think of one QB out there. I can't think of one.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to hear Baker. I swear I don't want to hear Baker Mayfield. Are you kidding me out here? Are you kidding? That whole draft class of quarterbacks was trash. That entire draft class of quarterbacks was trash.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get the talk, man. I just don't understand it. We went 12-5. We was on the up last year until Dak got hurt. Now we give Aaron Rodgers excuses when he gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? He's still the best quarterback in everybody's eyes. When his shoulder's messed up, his shoulder, his throwing arm is a little off. But Dak, my man's bone is sticking out his leg and he trash out here because he can't walk. I don't get it. I just don't get it, man.
Yes, indeed, man. Hey, I appreciate you so much for calling in, man. Let me hear you say it, man, before I let you go, fam. Objectively speaking.
Man, how about them? Objectively, how about them Cowboys?
That's a good call from him, man. Good call from him. And I'm not picking on anyone. Before I get these last few statements out, man. Of course, Dak Prescott got things that he got to improve on. I'm not saying that he is the end-all, be-all. And if you go back to that 49ers game, the 49ers don't score 23 if Dak Prescott didn't try to pass the ball to Cedric Wilson it was 3rd and 18. I think it was 3rd and 18, or it could have been 3rd and 28. And he passed an underneath pass. It could have been 2nd down or 3rd down. My mind's shutting down, though. But y'all go back and watch it. And that interception occurred, giving the 49ers a short field. The very next play, Deebo Samuel scored a touchdown. The very next play, Dak Prescott, he shouldn't have thrown that ball right there. Live to fight another day. If you go back and watch the 49ers game, I encourage you guys to go watch the first touchdown that the Cowboys scored. They went into power formation and they ran the ball. And the reason why I said what I said about the quarterback to experiences on the field, people will have the Mandela effect. And I encourage you guys to look up the Mandela effect. And they would think literally that when we won our Super Bowls or when we made it deep in the playoff, that our quarterback at the time was throwing nothing but touchdowns, and it was like the modern day football that we see now. No, those events never occurred. We ran the ball. To this day, I challenge anyone, objectively speaking, there's no other running back that got more touchdowns in the playoffs than Emmitt Smith. Why? They ran the ball, they controlled the clock, and they were able to attack the defenses with the power run game to set up play actions. And when you think about it, the last 5 Super Bowl champs ran the ball to get there. Even if we go all the way back to the Eagle fans that's watching right now, some of y'all that's watching, the year that you guys won the Super Bowl, it wasn't fly, Eagles, fly. It was more so run, Eagles, run. Able to run the ball with 3 running backs, right? The following year, for Pat Mahomes to win that Super Bowl, I'm quite kind of okay with Pat Mahomes winning that Super Bowl now. Or was it the Eagles? What was it? Was the Patriots to win this following year? It was the Patriots, right? 2019, it was the Patriots. They ran the ball. And then if you look at, I encourage you guys to look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They were able to run the ball. So, Eagles ran the ball. Patriots got back to running the ball. And then the Chiefs went back to running the ball. You got to keep a balanced approach. Like we said about 3 hours ago. Throwing the ball around, it's the sexy lady in the red dress, right? Got all of the curves, make you go crazy with it. But that lady with that big elbow, woo, she the one gonna cook the right food for you. She the one gonna cook the right food. The Cowboys got to get back to power football and running the rock. To that point, to that degree, Dak Prescott will work wonders in a system if he go back to managing the game. Russell Wilson, as good as most people would say about Russell Wilson's stats and accolades, he never won the Super Bowl when he was elite. Joe Flacco, he didn't win the Super Bowl by being an elite quarterback. Right? Nick Foles, come on, baby. There are more quarterbacks with the hardware by running the rock, putting things around him. I like what Chris says, build but not bought. Build his team the right way. Like Cole says, call better plays. Don't put lipstick on the pig. Get back to, if you want to get fat with it, get back to
it's Mr. Nasty time.
And I apologize. Look, I tell you what, because I definitely don't want to leave. Hold on, pause my outro music. I apologize. Let me go ahead and I forgot to read everybody's super chat, man. Those who donated, I appreciate those. Let me go all the way back to the people that donated to the channel, and I thank all of you guys for the Oxnard Fund. Owen says, "Go Cowboys." Owens also said with $1.99, love these Cowboys. You know. Man, I love this show. This is from Owens. Appreciate you. Thank you for the donation. Let me give you some love, man. Owens, man, you on the roll with it, man. I appreciate you, man. Darby, man, appreciate you for the 99 stars. Gary, Solomon, Solomon's Temple, 99 stars as well. Appreciate you. Coach Marv with the $5 super chat. I appreciate you so much, man. He says Tom Brady could win with the worst defense in the league in 2020. Remember, Tampa defense in the Super Bowl, Oxnard is good, but not Camp Cupcake and Oxnard Law. So I think that was 2 hours ago when he gave me that super chat. God, dog, I've been live for a long time. And that was from Coach Marv. He literally said these things about Tom Brady with the worst defense in the NFL. Yeah, I get it, but like I said, if Tom Brady comes here, that was a long 2 hours ago, he would have brought another trough of free agent guys to come too. So Tom Brady is not an individual. Tom Brady is a complete of bringing in different guys or what have you. So Cowboy Nation, I appreciate those who gave the donation there, man. I appreciate those. 12-5 wasn't bad at all, Cowboy Nation. I get it. But TP, let them hit it. Yeah, appreciate you. Claude, have mercy. Greg Berry, appreciate you. I've been live for a long time. But rewind. Let me start my music all over again for those who are here now. And thank those who stayed all the way to the end. It's Mr. Nasty time. You're right. It is. It's Mr. Nasty time.
It's Mr. Nasty time.
We were born in the darkness, yeah.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
And for the people who didn't get a chance to witness the Cowboys live lifting up that Lombardi trophy, right? For those who say, man, you got to go and pull out the cassette tape and push it in there, a VCR to play the Cowboys' previous Super Bowls. I get it. But we got technology now. You can go on YouTube and watch it, by the way. But the reality of it is that you don't win the Super Bowl every year. And the truth to the matter of fact, we ain't folding up like a wallet or a lawn chair because it's been since 1995. We are diehard fans. Regardless of where we stay, we are all across the world. We got people in Hawaii. We got people in Guam. We got people in Mexico and Canada watching this team with love and adulations of saying that, hey, next year will be the year. And the year after that, objectively speaking, as bad as it may appear that it is, and it is bad for being on a drought for this long, not a lot of teams caught us. Regardless of how they try to cut this year and add this and carry the two. If it was easy, we would no longer be on the top of the East. If it was easy, we would no longer have the highest ratings. If it was easy, we would be still sitting here saying that, man, that there are 31 other teams with multiple Super Bowls ahead of us. But it's not. Right? It's not. So we're not going anywhere, Cowboy Nation. We're not. Regardless of how people feel of us speaking glowingly of our team. I say a prize fighter continue to swing even when he's down. He knows that there's a puncher's chance that if that blow can connect, it will knock him out and lay him on the ground like Family Guy. It will. Check out Family Guy when he fall down, when Peter fall down them stairs, how he was laid out. That's what we did to our division last year. Twice to the Eagles, laid out like Family Guy. Twice to the Giants, laid out like Family Guy. Twice to the Washington Commodores, that's what he said that we can call him. Laid out like Family Guy. And I'm going to speak a little Spanish. Repeat this, por favor. We're going to please do it again. If you think I'm lying, just wait and see. The Cowboys wasn't viewed to have the best roster last year. Right? The Washington team was saying that their defense is the best. And now we hearing echoes that the Eagles are saying the exact same mess. And all I'm saying is that they got to line them up and lace them up. And we're going to see who being left with the raggedy tooth, right? If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror of your mind for it. I've been saying this all last year, that this same team that they tried to discount, boy, those boys will be ready, right, to get out there and make it happen. The craziest thing is first they laugh, and then when they see the results, they try to copy. Boy, how many people try to copy the nation, right? But it's dogged and grim and besieged and beset it with the help of Almighty. You will get it, Cowboy Nation. They just got to continue to grind. They just got to continue to lift up their heads and continue to fight. Don't hold that head down. Continue to swing. I don't care if it's been 30 years or 40 years. It's still how about them Cowboys from the womb to the tomb, baby. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. I'm up out of here now, baby.
I want me some glory hole.
Settle down, Jerry. It's too early for that, baby. It's too early for that. Let's go. I hit the wrong button, but even in hitting the wrong button, it fit, didn't it? Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's get it. Yeah.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on blinging, she
come on.
Freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please, no photos.
Yeah.
Hit the door and the dome and just whole team here might need some. Still young, but I move like a new deal to my lawyer. If you're down in my management, I'm swarming up a way till I producer saw the numbers.
Shout out to your
different colors
Owens,
in my
Coach
baggy light.
Mark.
Chalk it up, talk of the town where you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you
Jones
tough enough.
and
Wanna
Lamont.
get you new things with your pockets dull. Run
Let's
it
get
up.
it.
I used to be quiet and add a lot. Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings.
Let's
and run it
roll
up.
those
Nowadays,
credits
nothing
once
really
again,
excites me.
baby.
Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on
Come on.
she freeze, photo, please, no photos.
Shout out to the Crack Voice Nation. I don't know how my voice keep
I keep
cracking.
giving game away. I put game on layaway. I got paid to play today. I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days. I might make it rain today. I got
Come
paid
on.
on pain today.
Shout out to
Don't it take the pain
Sadiqua.
away. In my own lane, finger roll.
Come on.
I would never sell my only soul.
Let me
Heard
get
your
some
whole
fire
team wants to
emojis in the
sell.
house.
Heard it's on the market for the low.
Come on.
Who the realest? We might
Y'all
never
know who the realest
All this
is.
acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up. Try you out and then they line you up. Ooh. Now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food. Now you're all on live acting surprised, but you was fooled.
Come on.
Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're old news.
Boy, we had a great time, but a marathon time, baby.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's
Come
like
on.
me. Phone ringing and I tell
Oh boy said, hey, you got some breaking news? Yeah, I got some breaking news for you, man. Come on, man. I got you, Jake.
We answered, I talk stuff, I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team, and I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight they did?
Let's go Birds, fly Eagles, fly. Still Super Bowl champs for now.
All right, man. I'm gonna quit playing around with y'all. Shout out to Jay, man. JT, man. I hope all is well with you, man. You said you just left the hospital, man. We hope all is well with you. You guys put your prayers together for JT out here. And if anybody feel offended, man, I apologize in advance, man. You know, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You know, I get a long excerpt of people saying, "Hello, man. You ain't talking positive about my team no more, man. You ain't talking positive about my Eagles, man. You always picking on the Eagles, man. Hello, man. You ain't talking good about my Washington team, man. Wait, we gonna see you, man. We gonna see you. Like, keep that same energy. Man, for all of these years, y'all know I've been keeping the same energy. Y'all come to the wrong channel talking about, hey, man, keep that same energy, man. Keep the same energy, man.
Now, so the cocaine's happening. When does that crack come into play for you?
Y'all know I'm gonna keep that same energy. Y'all know how it goes. Let's get it, baby. Where my music at? We gotta slow it down for everyone. But man, come on, man. Them Cowboys trash, man. You know. I literally, man, I can't find my button, but I literally be saying a team, their team lose, right? Their team lose. And they are not in their feelings with their team losing, but they rejoice when our team lose. You know what I'm saying? They more worried about when our team lose versus their team when their team lose. and then when our team win, they have more excuses on why our team should have lost or what have you. But their team lost. You know, I can't make this stuff up. It's crazy. They love us, man. They don't like us at all. They love us. They wake up in the morning time and say, hey, man, we got this guy, we got that guy. They know more about our team than their own. I literally asked the Saints fan one time, who was quarterback before Drew Brees? He was like, you know. Yeah, they couldn't even name the quarterback. I said, who's the quarterback before Tom Brady? Then they said Drew Bledsoe. I said, well, who the quarterback before Drew Bledsoe? You know, people be bandwagon fans for a long time for other teams. They just be jumping. Come on. Don't let the street lights hit you, baby. All right. Get that out of the way. I follow. They can recite all of the things. The Dallas Cowboys quarterback, he threw a 28 QBR against the 49ers. And they got Green Bay on their title. I said, so what did Aaron Rodgers do? Don't worry about it. Cowboys suck. Come on, man. Your quarterback threw an 18 QBR. I follow. Wherever you go, whatever you do, play it too. Sing it.
If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, fatality. So far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
When you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud too.
Be sure, I see that the volume is live. Be sure to go check out the volume, Cowboy Nation. Let's get it. And that's the Voch Lombardi and Skywalker still on Cowhurst show right there. Y'all check them out. Be safe. One love. DC for life. Not for short, though, by the way.
have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet.
Keep it consistent. Keep everything the same. DC for life. Until next time.